Butler is wild. Not just on the basketball court, not just off the basketball court, in life. How you doing? I am Dan Day, along with my cousin Vladimir Lewis. On early from the golf course, Daniel Solana is joining us.
How's it going, fellas?
Jimmy Butler's wildin', dude.
How's it going, fellas? I'm out on the golf course. I couldn't say no to join you guys. So no matter if I'm out on the golf course here, you can see it's a beautiful day out with my boys. I'm joining Dan Day, Vlad, like always, on the weekends, talking sports, talking football, whatever you guys want to talk about, fellas.
Well, real quick, last time you were on, we asked you, whose side are you on, Pat Riley or Jimmy Butler? You said Pat Riley. Then asked, who do you think Heat Nation's side? And you said 50-50. I think the numbers change now between Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley with Heat Nation.
I think so, Dan. I think so. I think obviously folks are upset at Jimmy now. He's suspended again for a second time, 2 more games. Jimmy said he wants anywhere but Miami, but clearly that's false because the Heat had something set up to go for him to go to Memphis, and he said no. So clearly it's not anywhere but Miami.
No. Yeah, that wouldn't work because John Morant would show him up a bunch of young players in Memphis. Not good for Jimmy, man. And Vlad.
Who was the first person? By the way, I was the first person to say Memphis. Remember that. I said Jimmy would have been the perfect fit for Memphis.
They could actually that's actually a really good situation.
It would have been benefit, but Jimmy wants his money. I don't think he thinks Memphis is going to give him the money, so that's the situation.
Man, if you make a run to the finals, your stock goes up if you're Jimmy Butler.
Well, Jimmy doesn't want to do that, and I sent you a video from earlier today.
He's wilding. Tell us about this.
He's wild.
Have you seen this, Daniel Solana?
Only in Dade. I saw this on Only in Dade on their IT page. Jimmy Butler seemed to be, I don't want to say he was in a fight, but it seemed like he was outside of a club, and there was some type of disagreement between him and the people in the club, and some lady was like screaming on him or speaking very aggressive. But yeah, Jimmy was at a club, and my cousin Dan Day here, he's thinking like, oh, well, great representation of yourself right now with the city. You're instead of, helping your team or joining your team on a flight on time, you're in a club in South Florida.
Not only that, but did you guys see that Jimmy was apparently playing, or he was the captain in a pickleball tournament this weekend?
Yes.
And the videos came out. He was in an altercation at the pickleball tournament. He was in an altercation. So, like you said, Vlad, instead of being, part of the, trying to stay friendly with the fans, trying to keep his cool with the fans. I mean, he's out there fighting all sorts of folks all over Miami. So not
he really wants to get out.
He's fighting Pat. He's fighting fans now. What's going on with Jimmy?
Maybe he's doing this to cause such a stink that the city, you have to get him out. Like it's to the point. This is what's so frustrating about the situation. I've said this all week covering for in the Tobin Leroy show. It's like, dude, both parties knew that they knew this was going to happen. They both know Pat's not going to give him the extension. Jimmy's not going to get the extension. He wants to be traded. Why did they have to get to this ugliness? If both parties know that they want to separate, doesn't have to get to this ugliness. Now, Jimmy's ruining whatever legacy he had in Miami with the fans. Because like we said, when this first started, it was a 50-50 split. I think now everybody knows, like I said, I understand Pat, but it's not only on the business side. Now it's on the human side, the personal side. Like, right now it's getting to the point like, now you're being disrespectful.
Well, let's not make any secrets about it. They're saying Jimmy Butler missed a flight. Jimmy Butler did not miss a flight. No secret about it. Jimmy Butler doesn't fly with the team. He doesn't stay with the team. He's done this for years, by the way, Daniel Solana. You probably know that. But in case you didn't, that's not Jimmy saying, I'm not showing up for the team flight. That's Jimmy being like, I'm going to fly the way I want to. And they're going to be – he finally come to him and say, Jimmy, no, because they know what's going to happen. They know. They said, Jimmy, you have to fly with the team and you have to stay with the team from now on. Jimmy said, F that. They said, no problem. Now we take your money away.
Yeah, and Vlad, I don't know why you're so surprised. I mean, every single stop that Jimmy's been at, whether it be Chicago,
I'm not surprised.
Whether it be Minnesota, whether it be Philly, I mean, he's followed the same pattern. He's welcomed with
Daniel.
open arms.
Daniel, I'm not surprised that I'm surprised that they allowed this to get to this ugliness, because it's like both parties knew this was going to happen. You know, Alepa doesn't change the spots. Like, you've seen what happened in Chicago, Minnesota, Philadelphia, now here. Pat's not going to change his ways. He's not. We've seen what happened with with Shaq, Zoe, LeBron, Wade. Like, we've seen this before. So both parties know. It's like they knew this was going to happen. Why are you trying to see who's going to buckle? Because neither one of them are going to buckle. Pat says it himself. Jimmy reminds himself of him. He reminds him of him. So therefore, if you know this didn't have to get this ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, all right, cool. I'm not going to pay you. You want to get traded. Let's do this. But no, because the stress right now, you see that it's weighing on the roster, the rest of the organization. It's frustrating right now. For you guys as a fan base, it's got to be frustrating, because it's okay. After 7 games, let's see what's going to happen. What did you think was going to happen? What the hell do you think was going to happen after 7 games?
Vlad, when Jimmy went out during the West Coast trip, the Heat went 3-3, and they played some fantastic teams, and we saw the team play actually really good ball.
And you know what
chemistry.
happened? And you know what happened? The team was growing, and they figured this thing would be settled before they arrive again to take on the Nuggets. And then what happened?
Yeah,
they got blown out by the Clippers. Then they lost to the Lakers.
You've got to let Jimmy play because of the NBPBA rules. If not, obviously you could suspend him for the rest of the season. But you can't. I mean, there's certain rules in place, Vlad, that unfortunately
I get that
you can't go ahead.
But they know that's what I'm not. I know there's rules, Daniel. What I'm saying is they know there were rules. Why did it have to get to this situation? Both parties know that.
Because Pat Riley's not going to trade for peanuts. He's not going to trade for peanuts. And that's why from day one, Vlad, since we talked the last time a couple weeks ago, I said I'm on Pat Riley's side. I will not sell. I will not trade Jimmy for peanuts. And they said it last night. I mean, a report came out last night. Pat Riley and the organization are looking for young players who can make an impact now, and picks. So and Pat Riley's going to stand his foot. Now, if that means he has to suspend Jimmy Butler for the rest of the season, I agree with you, Vlad. I think that's the way to go, and we need to go with the young guys.
It's affecting the team. That's what I'm saying. So in that, both parties knew, and fam, it's like procrastination. They procrastinating. Okay? They procrastinating this breakup. I get it. You're not going to get, obviously Pat's not going to get, ripped. You're not going to get fleece, you know what I'm saying? But you knew that both parties, I'm not going to give you the extension that you want, and you want to get out. You said any other team. This is where Jimmy, if anybody wanted to side with Jimmy, this is where now you're like, nah, Jimmy, I can't, nah, I'm sorry. I can't side with you. You said any other team, cool. But then now when a team has like Memphis, who I thought from the beginning when I heard that Jimmy there might be a chance that Jimmy might get traded. I'm like, well, if there's a perfect fit for both parties, for both teams, for Jimmy and the Heat, it'd be Memphis. Memphis has some good young talent that you can put with this some of the young talent that Miami has, and Jimmy can really be the missing piece for that team, and his style works for that city of Memphis, the grindhouse, all of that. But now when you say you don't want to go to Memphis, now you're putting Miami in a situation. You want to go to Phoenix, cool, but Phoenix doesn't have anything until Phoenix had to make moves now. Okay, fine. But we see what it's doing to the rest of the team. The team's now 1 game below 500. Okay.
Garbage game they should have won against Milwaukee. Milwaukee literally got off a plane in their uniforms, went to the arena, started playing, still got blown out.
That to me that's nasty work. Like a team that was stuck for 3 days in your hometown.
In a hotel.
That means they haven't played any type of ball.
Easy. They were in a Ritz-Carlton. Don't
matter.
Don't make it seem like they had this hard trip. They were in a Ritz-Carlton. They flew first class. I mean, they had great food on the plane. Now, I understand that they just got there a couple hours before the game, and that's tough. You don't get a
Daniel, if you haven't played or touched a basketball in 3 days, and then you fly and then you only have 90 minutes to 2 hours to get ready for a game against a team who flew in, ate, practiced.
You should win that game.
You should win that game.
That's okay. Look, 2 questions real quick. I know Daniel Solana's got to run play some golf. Do they have roommates anymore, or do they have their own hotel room? Because that's expensive to stay at 5-star hotels.
No, you have your own room, man.
You have your own room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Okay, that's just a random question that I thought about yesterday.
Okay, but before we let Daniel go, we got to go real quick to Inter Miami. We got to
you had a big birthday yesterday.
We did. Luis Suarez turned 38 years old. The Uruguayan great, the Inter Miami great, turned 38 years old yesterday. And we have some more news, guys. Not to get into it, but Neymar is now apparently going to sign, and not only sign, but purchase a part of Santos Football Club from Brazil. So that is off the table. Inter Miami traded yesterday for another international spot using some of their GAM. So what that is going to do is it's now going to free up some spots for them to go ahead and announce Gonzalo Lujan, the right back from San Lorenzo that came. Also, Maxi Falcon, the Uruguayan center back that came from Colo Colo. Those are the 2 signings that we're waiting for Inter Miami to announce. But of course, because of the roster rules and all that, they needed to wait to have the international spots to be able to announce them. And they're also waiting for them to get their visas. So those are the 2 guys that we're currently waiting. Obviously, they've already announced Tadeo Allende, who's coming over from Celta de Vigo, who's a young guy who's going to be fantastic for this team. And the one guy who I'm most excited about, guys, is the Venezuelan young guy that's going to play in the midfield, and that's Telasco Segovia. Played for the U20s for Venezuela, played unbelievable, and I have super, super high hopes for the Venezuelan.
And do we get Facundo Farias back this year? I know he's coming off an injury.
Yeah, so the news on Facundo Farias is he tore his ACL last year in the preseason. He was working his way back. Last I heard, he is currently being sold to Estudiantes de La Plata from Argentina, which is actually a good deal because he's coming back off of 2 ACL injuries. Inter Miami is really interested in looking for players that they can bring in on loan, obviously due to the cap issues and all the interesting MLS rules that they have put in place. So they're looking for players that they can get on loan. So the fact that they can get some money and sell Facundo Farias is good. They'll get some more general allocation money to spend on some more players. And they are looking at another Argentine that plays for Racing named Baltasar Rodriguez, 21-year-old kid who's a lefty and could play forward, can play as an attacking left forward and also in the midfield. So Inter Miami is looking really nice. Obviously, I'm sure you guys caught the America game last Saturday. Inter Miami looked, I thought, pretty good for their first preseason game against a North American giant in America, a team who's been together for a while, not many new players. One guy who I'm excited about is the goalie, Rocco Novo. I think he had a rough start to the game, but obviously stopped some penalties and was great in the penalty shootout and gave Miami the victory. So a lot of interesting new young players on this team, and there's a lot to be excited about for this season, fellas.
Yeah, we learned from the Dolphins, you got to have good backups because we know the goalkeeper, Drake Callender, currently injured. So you never know. You might need some backup goalie in the 2025
Is he injured though? Is he injured? I mean, Dan, I might say something. I might say something that might be a little, let's say, polemic here. But I'm gonna be honest, and I've been saying it on the Battered Herons podcast. I've been tweeting it out. But for me, at this year in the goal for Inter Miami, it's anybody but Drake. Hashtag anybody but Drake. I am willing to give the starting spot to Ustari, who is the Argentine 38-year-old, very experienced player, played Copa Libertadores, played on the national team. I'd rather him start or even the young guy Rocco Novo than Drake. I think Drake's time with this team, in my opinion, of course, should be over, and he should be able to move on to another team and get a fresh start.
He's telling him, "Thank you. See you later."
Basically.
Okay, well, what hole are you on right now, Daniel Solana? He's out on the golf course in case you're not watching on YouTube and Twitch.
We are on the second hole right now. I gave up on the first hole because I'd rather chat with you guys. So I took a max on the first hole. We're on the second hole. I'm here playing with my good buddies Nico Brando, Rob Rojas, having a nice round with the fellas from the Kendall Golf League. So I'll get back to this, and I'll let you know, Dan, if I break par. It's going to be tough.
Let us know, please.
Yes, bro.
Check in whenever you can. We're here till 4 o'clock. Thank you so much, Daniel Solana.
Have a good one,
All right,
buddy.
guys. Thank you very much.
All right, we're going to recap the show. We're going to kind of restart the show, kind of mix things up because Daniel Solana was out playing through on the golf course, wanted to get in his expertise on some soccer and what Jimmy Butler's doing. But we're going to restart the show, kind of get you caught up with the headlines. Vlad and I will run through all the way till 4 o'clock. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Hurry.
Jimmy Butler, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Getting into altercations at Miami clubs. That's where he's at. Dan Day, my cousin Vladimir Lewis Solana. I'm just such a fan sometimes, Vlad. I really thought everything from the get-go would work out with Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. I thought Heat culture is different. It's tough. It's mean. It's nasty. It does things the right way, and that's the way Jimmy is. And I thought, he was always kind of in a bad fit at different places. And now I'm realizing Jimmy Butler just has an expiration date everywhere he goes. He's only got one more expiration date, I think, left in him because he's starting to feel it a little bit. Vlad sends me a video of Jimmy. I didn't think it was that bad of an altercation. It seemed like maybe someone made a little mention to him at the club. Jimmy had a couple of drinks, called him something, maybe because he's not playing. And Jimmy took an exception, but didn't really want to get into it, but also didn't want to be no punk, you know what? And kind of just like, hey, man. And then it looked like a Haitian lady, old Haitian lady came running in, yelling at him and clapping her hands. I'll rewatch the video later, but Vlad, Jimmy's wilding. Ain't no question about it. But also, he did not miss the team flight. He was told, you need to start flying and staying with the team. And Jimmy said, yep, that. And Pat Riley knew what he was doing. He knew that it was going to get him suspended. And if he's like, it's all about money, I'm going to take away your money. Do you still like Jimmy Butler?
I got no problem with Jimmy Butler.
Cool, man. I'm cool. What he's doing is whatever, but I'm cool.
And here's the thing, right? And I know a lot of people ripped him, but I like the fact that Shaq explained the player side, even though it was,
look, he culture ain't for everyone. They've said that many times.
He explained why the players would look at it this way. That's because here's the thing: we always tell people to look forward to, plan for the future. So maybe this is Jimmy planning for the future. He's just going about it just in a way that we wouldn't like him to go about it. But you signed your contract. Play for your team, man. That's the point.
Right. That's him talking about, I don't have beef with my teammates. I have beef with this organization. Well, maybe your team has beef with you now, bro.
Now, well, I think the team has beef with both. But yeah, it's gone to the point where it's like, if I give you my word, I'm going to be here.
And you don't show up.
And I don't show up.
And you say, Dan, it's not about you, bro.
Nah.
I love the show. I love Sports Day. We built this, but I can't deal with the people.
I
would say
you my boy. I can't do that. At the end of the day, you my boy. So like at the end of the day, you're my teammate. Jimmy has teammates. So you gotta play for them. They understand. They know the business.
They know that.
They understand the business. But this is why I say both parties at fault.
This is
because I understand Pat, and I told you, and I said I'm usually team player, but I'm siding with Pat on this. But I'm upset at the fact that, did you really think that he was going to not cause some type of commotion with him knowing you're not going to give him an extension? Okay.
Both sides knew what was coming. They prolonged it, and I guess they.
But why get it to the point where now 5 years? 5 years of success is going to be sullied.
We're going to do this in the next segment, Black, because we're going to do some headlines real quick. We're going to go through the mindset of Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler. And I'll tell you the truth. I think both of them are right in this instance. But I'll tell you this, as a teammate, I would be more mad at Jimmy Butler for dogging it on the court than not showing up. Not showing up, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my minutes going out there doing what you do. That, to me, if you're going to show up and play hard. If you don't want to show up, that's your business. We'll go on without you. But to show up and to be a shell of yourself, that's disrespectful, man. Am I wrong in thinking that?
No.
Tyler Hero's probably like, F you, man. Don't show up. That's fine. But to show up and do that?
Because Tyler, how about all the BS Tyler has had to deal with over the last 2 seasons?
And we thought it was kind of petty that he would, take all the Heat mentions on his social media. Look back on it now, Tyler Hero handled it perfectly.
Yeah, that's just, he was still at the gym practicing, but he never dogged it. He never half-assed it for his team. And that's the point, man.
Never.
Because listen, you're not only are you showcasing that to your team, you're also showcasing that to the other 29 of the
your
teams.
New employer, yeah.
So that they know that if things go left or if things don't go your way, and you're 30, Listen,
he's
man,
35 years
you're
old.
35, and you know what I say. You're 35 plus what?
I
You
mean,
played for Tibbs.
there's that other talk.
You're like 38,
You
39.
bring up another good point, Vlad. Maybe going into this year, Jimmy realized I've lost a step. So what is he going to do? Act like he's dogging it out there, ask for the trade, try to get paid. And then the next team that gets him is like, whoa, this is like a 39-year-old Jimmy Butler we're getting.
No, but I can understand why you want to go to Phoenix, because you don't necessarily have to be the man.
It would be a good core. If you get Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, who's still
Right
in the top 10 in the league.
But if Miami, if you're going to want me to be the man, he wants to be paid like the man.
I see. Yeah. And don't want to
Even though he's been paid like the man already and he signed a contract.
Definitely don't want to go to Memphis where he's going to be shown up by Ja Morant. They got the young core over there, JJJ, but that'd be a good lineup, man. Anywhere Jimmy goes, he's going to help the lineup because he is still, in my opinion, a premier player in this league.
But fam, okay, listen now. This is why I'm upset with the Heat. Second suspension, no movement, no trade, nothing. After tonight's game against the Nets,
they got to get it done.
They're coming back for a game against Orlando.
They got to play him too.
What are you going to
have to play him? They're going to have to play him
because now, because
if you coach his decision,
right,
then that looks really weird, man.
Now, if you don't play him, or you say, nah, send him home and anything like that, you say, yeah, the players union will get involved. But then if they're allowing it, if you're going to let him stay home and pay him, why didn't you do it from before?
Yeah.
Why have this team have to go through all of this? Like, think about it. Even though they flew to Milwaukee, what's the questions that were being asked? Especially a game that's being televised on TV with their best player or their most notable player being suspended because he missed a team flight. A situation that now we come to find out that he's been flying his own way.
We didn't
many
come to
times.
Find out, Vlad. We've known.
Well, when I say we, I'm letting the
public. Yeah.
We keep it a bucket. We keep our mouth shut when we don't need to.
We talked about this off the air. When
we don't have to, let people know the information. But now we've come to find this out.
Yeah. Remember, we said when Jimmy said last week, the truth will come out.
That's what I'm saying.
And Vlad, you and I off the air said, "Oh, he better hope it doesn't," because other things, Jimmy. No. Oh, Vlad. Some of those injuries. Let's just get the headlines, man. We're gonna
listen. Let me tell you this.
Some of those injuries,
bro. We were saying it last year. We were saying it last season. How you gonna miss how we see you at a tennis tournament and then all of a sudden you're out for a week?
That's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm just letting you know from someone that's been around.
But you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying, you don't want him, but he probably knows stuff too that
I'm sure
that the franchise does not want
Vlad
to be shared.
Whenever you have a nasty breakup,
right? Oh, everybody's gonna mudsling.
Nobody is innocent in a nasty.
Oh, mudslinging to the man.
I've been in nasty ones and I've been in amicable ones, and let me tell you, no one's innocent.
Man, it'll be so much mudslinging you can open a spa.
Especially not me. Oh, we can do that in a minute. But first, let's get some headlines, though. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, NFC Championship between the Commanders and the Eagles. Then at 6:30, it's AFC Championship, Chiefs and Bills. We're going to get to our picks later on in the show. Panthers are in San Jose to play the Sharks tonight at 10. The Sharks have lost 5 in a row. Vlad, you don't have to be here for that game, do you?
Hell no.
Vlad and I have I'm not even kidding you. In a 24-hour day this week, all week long, but one of us was in the building at all times, but I would say you and I average about 18 hours a day here.
Absolutely.
Because I was doing Joe Rose, you were doing Tobin and Leroy, and then you would have to stick around for the late games.
The late Panther games.
Whole lot of fun. Dolphins defensive coordinator, their position has been, Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver. I don't know why. He interviewed for the Saints once again. We'll see what happens. He is a finalist.
That's the only job that's still available.
We're going to get into that too. Canes football team will open ACC play next season, October 4th, against FSU.
Really? That's the first game of
it's kind of weird. They opened the season against Notre Dame, runner-ups to the national championship. That's going to be Sunday, August 31st at 7:30.
I'm not working that game. I'm going to let you know right now. I'm going to that game. I am going to that game.
That's going to be a bad one right there. When I say bad one, good one. Speaking of bad, this is really bad, though. I'm not bad one. This is bad. The Canes basketball team are in Berkeley to face Cal tonight at 8:30.
I ain't gonna hold you, B. Easy money to win. That's easy money to win. You know, yeah, you want to win?
Take the over.
Take the
I mean,
over.
not the over. The take the points.
Take the points and bet against the Canes.
Speaking-
What's happened, man? We're gonna talk about.
It's just gone off the rails, man. It's just there's a lot of reasons, but we'll explain. Speaking of bad, I hate to be like this, Vlad. I have no hope for the Marlins. They're one of 5 Major League Baseball teams that have yet to spend a cent on free agency this offseason. They have signed several international players. Yeah, get some teenagers in there, and we'll see how it goes, guys. Happy belated birthday to El Pistolero, like we said in the last segment, Luis Suarez. He turned 38 yesterday. Inter Miami, they are in Peru to take on Universitario Wednesday at 8. I'll be up for that one. Second-ranked National Columbus High defeated top-ranked Monteverde 79-59 in basketball last night on ESPN2. Carlos Boozer's sons, Cameron and Caden, led the way. They're committed to Duke like their father.
Wow.
I just realized one of Carlos Boozer's sons is named Cameron.
After the
arena, Cameron. Love Duke. Yeah, you're right, Vlad, when you said, hey, no chance they're going to Miami, especially now. They're going to Duke, especially now. Dolphins hired Robert Prince as their receivers coach. He held the same position with the Cowboys the past 3 seasons. Chop Robinson has been named as a finalist for the AP Defensive Rookie of the Year. He had 6 sacks. That's second in all rookies. And congratulations to Madison Keys.
Yeah, she won the Aussie Open.
The American won her first major, defeating South Florida's own Arena Sabalenka. She lives down here, but they all do. In the Australian Open, the men's final. Vlad, you want to hang out tonight at 3:30 a.m. and watch Yannick Sinner and Alexander Zverev take the court?
No.
You're not staying up?
No.
You can come by. I got beer.
No.
I'll make some juju rice.
No.
You don't want juju rice?
No.
You don't mind? I'm cooking, man. You
No.
saw my recipe in there? I had a recipe in there. I gotta hold it. Oh, goodness. So no juju rice, no 3:30 a.m. tennis.
No.
Also don't own a TV, so that's going to be really hard. You want to go to Space and watch it then? Maybe we can go to Space. Tiesto's finishing up his set right now at Space. Let's get down.
Right now?
Let's get down. He did a sunrise set today.
Jeez.
Yeah. I thought about going, and then I realized I had to be at work. And
20 years ago.
Vlad,
20 years ago, I would have done it.
No.
20 years ago, I would have done it.
Vlad, I would be in some trouble if I showed up after the Tiesto concert here.
No, 20 years ago, 20 years ago, I would have done it.
You can't work like that. And when
20 years ago?
And when I say like that, I mean sleep deprived.
On E?
Hey.
You mean on MC? I'm saying.
Oh,
You're
running on E.
I'm running on E.
You could work on E.
20 years ago.
We're getting into it right now. Let's get into it right now and take a step into the day spa. Oh, man. I've been on. A Chinese man broke a world record completing 44 pull-ups in just 1 minute. We know my illustrious history with pull-ups. I was running on E after I did 10 of them. Did I do 10 of them? Yeah, I got to 10 and I almost passed out.
Oh my God. That's what I'm laughing at. I remember that video.
I got the video up. You can go look at my TikTok. You can go look at my Instagram. I'll go post. Wait, I don't think I have it anymore. I'll go find it though and post it again. I did 10. I drinking a beer before doing 10. That was not a good idea. But I still got 10 done, so that's good. All right, we're going to play some mind games next. What's going through Jimmy Butler's head, Pat Riley's head, through this whole crazy situation with the Miami Heat? Oh, they also have basketball en France. You've got the Spurs and the Pacers playing right now because nothing yells French more than Indiana.
Yes. You wrong. Tyrese Halliburton.
I'm just joking, man.
He was killing out there, boy. He wasn't playing no minutes.
Did you see Wemby's play the other day where he threw it off the backboard and dunked it?
Yeah, but
holy crap.
7'5".
I know he's awesome. Alien. One of my favorite players. Maybe we could trade for him. How about a straight up trade? Wemby for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, okay.
Back after this, 560 WQAM.
favorite Miami teams, and more can be heard on the free Odyssey app. Don't miss out. Download it today and make WQAM your favorite station.
Oh, man. Jimmy Butler's not budging. Pat Riley's not budging. I think, Vlad, we need to go through their minds and why they justify their behavior. And to be honest with you, after we do this, I see both guys being pretty right. Let's first go through Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler says, I came to your organization and made it very relevant again. In 4 years, in the first 4 years, I brought you to 2 NBA finals. I was the bearer of Heat culture. I got everybody in line. I did everything right. You guys owe me. Do you think that's what he's thinking in his mind? Maybe a couple other things like, I'm one of the best players in the league. I can single-handedly in the playoffs bring you to the finals. Who else are you going to get? I'm the best for you. Anything else Jimmy might be thinking? To justify why he
I may be the reason why people want to come down here.
The arena, yeah.
I've tried to get other free agents to come here, and they wanted to come here. They wanted to play with me. I have no problem maybe taking a second to be a Robin to another Batman, but I am the draw. Like you said, I brought you to 3 Eastern Conference Finals, 2 NBA Finals.
Yeah. So he's thinking justifiable. That's a lot. And I deserve the money. I deserve one more payday.
And when nobody wanted to come here, I did.
Yeah. And there's people that have bailed on this Heat culture. Right. I've embraced it.
Okay.
I'm your guy. You're my guys. Let's roll. So
I hear
you see that. Now, Pat Riley. He says,
I paid you.
Pat Riley says, you're getting paid to play now.
No, I paid you.
Yeah, I paid you.
I paid you twice.
I put up with your shenanigans.
I've broken more of my moral compass, more of my my convictions, more of my beliefs. I've bent over. Pause. I've bended more rules for you than any other superstar, probably other than Irvin Magic Johnson.
Jimmy gets more tickets to every game than any player ever has. Jimmy's flown by himself, stayed by himself, barely shows up and talks to his teammates. He practices. He does go to shoot around. He does practice. He does it. But nonetheless, okay, I've let you have a little bit of carte blanche. And I'm Pat Riley. And if I let you do that, that means you're okay with me. We're okay. Also, Jimmy, don't take it too personal. This is a business decision. I told you, I'll pay you. You need to shut up and play more. I'm your boss.
And also,
and you decided to slap me in the face like this?
And you haven't played.
If your boss comes to you and says, shut up and play more, simple as that, and I'll pay you. What more do you want? Pat Riley's saying, I couldn't put it in clear. And you do this, you disrespect me. And it's a business decision. Look, there's another organization in town that decided to do the opposite of what Pat Riley did. They decided happy team, happy fan base, lots of wins. Tua, you don't have to play your last year. We'll give you the extension. Jalen Ramsey, boom. Tyreek Hill, boom. Jalen Waddle, boom. How did that work out for the Dolphins?
Oh, they had to pay Waddle.
They had to pay Waddle. And Jalen Ramsey.
And they had to pay Tua.
But you know what I'm saying?
They didn't necessarily have to pay Tyreek.
They didn't have to pay Tua or Tyreek.
No, I mean, they didn't necessarily have to pay Tyreek right now.
Hindsight, you look at it like, yeah, they should have maybe made him play this last year and kind of had that going for him. Pat Riley said, nah, earn it this year. And Jimmy Butler said, get me out of here, basically. So you can see where Pat Riley's justifiable in saying, hell with you.
I understand
both sides. To be honest,
I understand more the Heat side, bro. Like, listen, this is a business, and I'm sorry, and I'm old. I just turned 47, so I can understand them. Pat Riley's looking at it like, I'm not paying a man $60 million at the age of 37 with all the wear and tear that he's put himself through, and the fact that he has not shown me over the past 2 seasons that he's going to play more than 65 games.
I think that's what Pat Riley's saying. That's a bad investment to spend that
bad.
much money. That's like buying a beat up old car and paying top dollar for it.
Right. And I can't count on him playing a full season to get me out of the situations where I got to be in a play-in. We're in a play-in situation. And also, I have to look at my team. My team has a young nucleus. Jimmy's after Kevin Love. Jimmy might be the second oldest player on the team.
I wouldn't doubt that at all. Yeah.
So, but Kevin Love is Kevin Love. You could be the old man, whatever. But for paying that man, Jimmy, $60 million. That's what he's asking for. At the age of 37, not even this year or next year. He wants it in 2027.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't do it.
This
I'm
is the
sorry.
thing.
No,
And-
not when there's younger, better options that I'm looking at.
And I'll tell you this. You figure, you just pay Jimmy and everything will be all right. No, there's almost a guarantee that you do pay him the money and nothing's going to change.
Fam, you
He's
pay
gonna
him
be
the
missing
money.
games.
You see what your team is with him. It doesn't matter if he's happy or not. This team is this team. They're not right now. They're not a top 4 team in the Eastern Conference.
But don't think paying Jimmy Butler is going to fix everything. He's going to show up for practice. He's going to show up to games. He's going to play hard. He's going to not miss any games. No, Jimmy's going to keep being Jimmy, whether you pay him or not. I mean, you can't just magically throw $60 million at him and he's like, okay, cool. I'll play every game. I'll play hard. I'll do it. I'll travel with the team. I'll do whatever he has.
And it's been 6 years of this. Like you said, everything has an expiration date.
Yeah. The other thing is this, a lot of people are like, I'm sure Pat Riley regrets those comments, or maybe if you could take them back about he needs to shut up and play more.
Nah, Pat, but no.
But Vlad, wouldn't we be in the same situation right now?
How about this? You think Pat hasn't told Jimmy that already?
Yeah, that was
everything is calculated with Pat. Pat telling the media that after Tobin's question. By the way, we if you do want to put blame on anybody for this whole situation, it was Tobin.
You can blame Pat Riley for saying it, and
Tobin threw him the question. Like, if he doesn't ask the questions, I don't think Pat's gonna just come out and say it. But Tobin was. What happened was Tobin was wanted Pat to go rah like Jimmy. And Pat wasn't in no rah moment. Pat was like, nah, let me tell you this. He needs to quiet down. He needs to stop talking and play more. He needs to stop with the excuses and be more committed to the team. And that's what I think it is. Heat culture, Jimmy Butler maybe never brought into heat culture. And that's the problem right now when you have a young nucleus that is buying into it. When you choose. Okay, he picked and choose when to buy into heat culture.
Right, when it was being with your team and,
But let's really look at this and let's try to look at it, and we're not. But if we were looking, if I'm looking at it through their eyes, right, through their spectrum, through the execs' eyes, Heat brass. I got in his prime Bam Adebayo.
That's another thing that's been lost this year.
I know he's not. I know he hasn't played well. But
no. He's played terrible.
I know he hasn't played well, but
he had 6 points against the Spurs the other day.
How about this? Prior to the season, when I gave Bam the extension, I have in his prime Bam Adebayo, right? Mm-hmm. I have in
his prime.
In getting to his prime, not even scratch the surface, about to get in his prime, Tyler Hero. Right?
I would say he's in his prime, but
no, I think Tyler. I mean,
so he's going to start scoring 30 points a game.
Listen, when you're in your you're just. I mean, some guys are just scratching their prime. They're so good that they're just scratching their prime. They haven't even gotten it.
He's been in the league 6 years.
Yeah,
people don't forget that. They're like, boy wonder. I'm like, he's not boy anymore. He's a man.
Yeah, he's only 24. He's
right. He played 1 year.
That's what I'm saying. So like, he's about to. Dude, when you're in your prime could be 10 years, or some guys like LeBron, 20 years. But your prime is it's an extended period of time. How you develop your game and change your game extends your prime. But Tyler's just scratching the surface right now. You got a young Triple J, right? Young Nico, and you have this unbelievable kid now, this standout in Khalil Ware. You have a good young nucleus, bro. With a great head coach, one of the top 3 head coaches, probably the best head coach. And still, to me, he's still the best head coach in the league. So if you're looking at it, you can make a different run. You can get another resurgence with this Heat team, with this franchise. And I don't think Jimmy's involved. And I don't know why they just don't separate. Just get it over with. Get it over with.
Pat Riley needs to find the right trade. If Jimmy really wanted to mess, and I don't think he's going to, he would just kind of lollygag, sit out the year, and then he would opt in next year and really
But then that's not a good optic for him with other teams. Like, this is what's nasty about the whole situation. Bro, we
Dude,
know your MO because you've done it in the prior stops.
You
And we know your MO because you've been the godfather for over 30 years. We know how both of you guys react.
You better pray that this thing gets worked out, because that is a doomsday scenario if he middles around this year and opts in just to screw with the Miami Heat.
No, bro, dude,
$52 million for a guy that's going to do that?
This situation should have been handled already.
No, but what I'm
saying, it has 2 more weeks. If this situation is not handled by February 6th,
you're about to get that.
Then I'm
not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying, but you will get a situation where he just kind of.
Then I'm calling out the Heat because I'm like, nah. You like this drama then, because this is so unheat like.
Yeah,
this is so
and that's the thing. Pat Riley has probably told Jimmy Butler previously before, shut up and play more. He just does it the Heat way, behind closed doors. He did it in public. It just added fuel to the fire. But glad they got it. What do we always say? What's your value? Your value isn't how much you think you're worth or how much you should be worth. It's what you can get. If all you can get is a couple picks and a good player.
And by the way, the
that's
fact that this is such a public breakup, the other 29 teams are like, dude, you got to get rid of this guy.
His value goes down.
So his values, I don't have to break. I don't have to. I don't gotta really. I don't gotta give up this first round pick.
And
I can give you 2 instead of 3.
As the trade deadline gets closer, the deals will probably get better too. They're just trying to throw out the FU offer at first and see if there's any takers. But.
Well, Jimmy wants money, but Jimmy also, I would assume, also wants a chance to win the title.
That's so stupid.
Because if that was the case, I'll trade his ass to Brooklyn or Charlotte.
Anywhere but Miami, knowing that that wasn't a true statement. Why would Jimmy say that? Is he just caught up in the moment?
He was saying it to try to get
out.
No, get people to teams to to start calling and make his the value. Oh, this team is calling, it's willing to give up this other team. So it's almost in a way Jimmy wants the talk to go up so that people will definitely make a trade and make an offer to get him because they know what he wants. So if you're willing to give him what he wants, he's willing to go. And the Heat, like you said, it ain't like they're gonna take 40 cents or 50 cents to the dollar. No. So this is why the situation is nasty, because both parties knew where this was going into the season. Man, from the minute he came to training camp, a little late, the day late, from all of that, you knew this was going to be a nasty situation.
I said it that day out at Media Day when Jimmy always wiles out, dresses emo Jimmy, dresses Rasta Jimmy. He showed up because his flight was delayed and didn't really say anything. I was like, oh, I'm like, no, he's just doing what Pat Riley told him to shut up and act right. Like, this man shut down. What's his money though? Is it all about money? I think it's about more than just money. A lot of people are saying it's all about money. He just wants to get paid. It's the issue. I think it's a little personal now. This man,
it has to be about money. It's not the fan base. The fan base didn't turn on him.
How they are?
Well, his actions, his antics is causing them to turn on him.
Pride.
But before, Jimmy was more. Jimmy, dude, remember we've had conversations on the air. We have shows on the air where people were like, they love Jimmy more than they love Bron. And Jimmy's more of a Miami Heat guy than Bron.
I just like that UD, remember? Hell to the nah. We ain't trading Jimmy Butler. He's kind of quiet now.
Well, he didn't
know it was going to turn out like this. I don't blame him.
I don't listen. Maybe they thought with this team, if Jimmy's happy, just give us a year. Maybe they just wanted Jimmy to give him a season.
That's reasonable.
And then knowing that next year he can opt in, he opts in, they change the contract, they give him a 2-year deal, maybe 2-year, 110, 2-year, 112, whatever, right? They find an equal balance.
It's just crazy now that
he wants out.
Some people and some athletes want you to pay them, then they'll prove it, as opposed to prove it, then pay me.
Well, he's proven it. Dude, he's proven it because it hit, like you said. How did you start this segment, the argument?
Paid him.
Jimmy, I brought you to 2 NBA finals
in 4 years,
3 Eastern Conference finals, 2 NBA finals. I was Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
Well, it should go on Caleb Martin, but go ahead.
Either way, you know what I'm saying? I thought you should have got it.
I got the trophy. That's all that
But I
matters.
got the trophy, the Larry Bird trophy. We beat Boston, our most hated rival. Like, yeah. Why do you listen? There's a reason why. Oh, you don't want to play the Miami Heat if they get in the postseason.
Yeah, but Vlad, you hear it every week. You and I.
Playoff Jimmy. Remember
yesterday's price is not today's price,
and that's both parties are looking at it like that.
Yep.
Both parties are looking at it like this is the thing. When you got two battering rams that are both the same, one's are gonna lock, and that's it. They're stuck.
We're stuck in a nasty game of chicken. You said
they stuck. Nasty.
It's gonna happen bad for everyone. I have a feeling it's gonna be bad for everyone.
Because here's what's gonna happen, right?
It's gonna be bad for us, bad for him.
Because now and then here's the thing, right? Once the trade happens, who talks first? Jimmy's been dying to talk.
The truth will come out.
Is it gonna be a Rachel Nichols, Malika Andrews, one of these two? They're gonna have a sit down.
I would think,
then he starts dropping dime and just start throwing, smut under Heat culture name.
And I would expect the Heat to take the high road and just not get involved.
And Pat's gonna have to talk about it. And Pat's only gonna talk about it one time
at the end of the season. After they
win. Well, no, it can't be end of the season. If you're gonna do the trade, you're gonna have to bring in the player. You're gonna have to be there or whatever. You're gonna have to explain yourself, and it's gonna be nasty. And they knew this was a highly possibility of happening.
Should have known it from the beginning.
High possibility of happening.
Back to the beginning, back to the end. That's what we know. All right, gonna get you caught up next. It's hour 2 of Sports 8560 WQAM.
473.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Yeah. Feel that chat now. Yeah. Shonda Paul. So me go so then. Well, I don't really care what people
Jimmy
say.
Butler, Miami Heat situation is nasty. Want to hear from you? 305-567-0560. If you want to text in, you can also jump in on the YouTube and Twitch. Just go to 560 WQAM, Cap for Life. He's weighing in. He says, Jimmy is just tired of Miami. I can see why he want to leave. Too many vultures in this city. I get it. That brings up an interesting point because Jimmy Butler at one point did say, I like living in Miami. I just don't want to play for the Heat. Well, it doesn't work that way, Jimmy. I'm sorry. And then you try to fight somebody. You didn't really try to fight. You got into an altercation last night. But Jimmy, you ask like, well, he's got a business. He's got the Big Face Coffee. He's kind of made his home here in Miami. He apparently likes living here. Isn't he worried about the optics and maybe people won't buy his coffee? And Jimmy doesn't care. I'll tell you right now, he does not care what people think about him. Or he just doesn't have that part of the brain. He doesn't have that part of the brain. Maybe he's entitled. Maybe he's a little bit crazy. Maybe he's all the above. But Jimmy don't care. He don't think like, oh, I'm making a stink. Heat fans aren't going to buy my coffee. People aren't going to buy Big Face Coffee. People aren't going to buy Michelob Ultra. What else does he sell? People aren't going to buy my album. Nobody's going to buy his album, by the way. He doesn't think like that. Never has. He doesn't also think me making a stink and being the way I am, other teams aren't kind of turned off by that.
But that's how you get your way. You got to make a stink.
Don't think like that. And this is the other thing. Jimmy's also smart. What if 5 or 6 teams are like, I don't want to touch Jimmy Butler? It only takes one team to give you that.
It always, bro, listen, it only takes one. And one is going to bite.
If you, I mean, look, you put him on Memphis. I think Memphis can make a run to the finals.
When
you put him on Phoenix, I think Phoenix can make it to the 4 seed.
No,
because they're not.
When the rumors first came out, I think it was that early December that Jimmy Butler wants to be traded. The whole situation when Shams came out and said this, and Shams been right from the beginning. That's why I was like, oh, Shams is not kind to create a story. I don't think he would be doing that. We both said Shams is respected and certified, and he's not making this up. When I first heard that rumor, I was like, the perfect team for Jimmy to go to that fits his style and would love him would be Memphis, because Memphis to me, with a healthy Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and the pieces that they have around them and the pieces that they can give back for Jimmy, I thought Desmond Bane with Tyler Hero would have been a great backcourt. I think they have some great young athletic forwards. What's that kid from I think it's Brandon Clark or something like that. Kid from Gonzaga. They have always had they've had some good athletic forwards and guards who could shoot the three. Hell, you could have I would have taken Scottie Pippen Jr.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
30 and 15, third in the West too, by the way.
They have draft picks. It would have been a perfect trade partner. That was the first person. That was the first team I said, because everybody thought Phoenix, and I'm like, no, getting Jimmy is just going to be the same situation of getting Bradley Beal. They don't stay healthy, and it just doesn't work for some reason.
They're in the winter of their careers.
It's great if this was like NBA 2. Yeah, if it's NBA 2K, it's great, but it's not.
305-567-0560. Got some text rolling in. 786 says, Jimmy is in the wrong. Back to acting immature. He's done it before. I'm with Pat. I hope he brings the hammer down any way he can. Jimmy became my favorite Heat player ever, but he is wrong. That's from Rafa, Miami. And a lot of Miami fans are feeling that way. A lot of Miami fans are feeling as though Jimmy has bitten them. That was a bad look wearing the Phoenix Suns shoes the other night.
I don't think that was a bad luck. I mean, dude, he's been letting he's been frustrated with the different hairdos, the different colors with the hair.
Goodness. Jimmy, that's a special one right there.
No, bro, he's letting you know. Here's the thing. If somebody was BSing you and telling you, I want to be here in Miami, he has let you know, look, I like to be traded. I want to find my joy. My joy is not playing with this organization. I like my teammates. I just don't mess with the people in the organization, which he's talking about, Pat and Heat Brass.
And Spo's been looking rough lately, man.
Spo's probably sick of this BS, man.
He's tired. But that's the game today. You don't just coach anymore. There was a time when you were coached, and that's what you did. Now,
and Bam is probably trying to lead, and he probably, it's different when you're trying to lead and also trying to this is why you wear the captain. This is why they gave you the captaincy, because you haven't played well. And I don't understand. At first we wanted to say, oh, maybe because, his love life, he's in love. But no, this is not that. It was good. That was just, for laughs,
giggles,
for hits and giggles. But now it's to the point. It's like, no, what's really wrong with you?
Here?
Because you were very good in the summer. In the Olympics, you were one of the top 7 good players on the on the U.S. team. What happened here?
Is this situation and just everything going on weighing on Bam?
I think so. I absolutely do.
There's no way you can drop off that much in one season without an injury or without something. I mean, there's just no way that you.
And I think there's bad. And I think maybe there's something that's more than more going on than we know between Jimmy and Bam, because
it's tough.
That video we played a video of the Jimmy's Friday first game against the Nuggets, his first game back from suspension, and just seeing his interaction with his team. And he wasn't really interacting with anybody. The only people I saw him interact with was with Duncan and Tyler. And you could see Tyler was really trying to get Jimmy, like trying to ingratiate him back, to the team, and
show him that he's still
right.
Wanted. Yeah, it was a little over the top.
But Jimmy was like, and then when Bam, it was like they hardly even said anything to each other when Bam walked over to him. So it was like, okay, what's going on here?
Bam is stuck between a rock and a hard place. I'm sure he and Jimmy have some type of friendship or at least a working relationship.
Right.
But at the same time, Bam's the captain of the team. And Bam goes over there and it's like, listen to me, damn it, I'm the captain. And Jimmy ain't listening. And Bam when you're the captain, you kind of have to tote the party line a little bit more. So he's kind of stuck between his teammate and maybe his friend. I don't know what they're.
And his first year being the captain, like this is different if UD was there, because UD, he would have been the old wild vet, like the old captain, letting you guys know, hey, this happens. This is the NBA. Like a voice spoke and say it, and it could go in one ear and out the other. But if like a guy like UD was saying it, an old vet, a guy who's been in the league for over 15 years and seen it all, if he's telling the young guys like Nico, like Pele, like Khalil, hey man, this is the NBA, this is the business, it's a different aspect, it might relate, it might resonate more. I don't think it's resonating, because I'm telling you, after that 3-game winning streak, right? And then they talked to Tyler, and Tyler said the team is getting together. We're closer. We have enough right now to win. I was like, okay, boom. He's letting it known. So it's a way of letting not only the league, the fan base, but he's letting the upper management, hey, let's get this situation situated. Let's get this situation resolved, and let's move forward with the season.
But Tyler Hero he was reading between the lines. He did not mean that this team really has enough.
No, but he's just like, we have enough. Like, this is good. We can move on.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I don't think he was saying we have enough to win a title. No. He's not saying we have enough to win.
Because if you believe that,
to hold the Larry.
Look,
okay?
I'm sorry, I love the Heat, but I can honestly admit,
no, they don't have enough.
They don't have enough.
They don't have enough to hold the Larry, but they have enough to compete and get in the playoffs and the situation. Because look, even with a committed, content Jimmy, the team is still
at 500.
It's still the way they are. They might be 4 games above 500. I don't think they have enough to contend for NBA title. But can they contend for one of the top 6 seeds in the in the Eastern Conference?
Seed for most part.
Absolutely. Is it a playoff matchup? Yes. But you have a great young nucleus that if you showcase them and show that, hey, any top young free agent that's going to be out there, hey, Miami's still a destination.
Yeah.
Luka in 2 years. Hey, Anthony Edwards in 2 years. If they see the growing progression of Nico, Khalil, Triple J, Tyler, Bam, like that's a good, you have a good solid 5 or 6 right there. All you need is one more player, one more superstar or star player. I get that. And I think that's what Ryle sees as well. I think that's why the organization is wants to reload. But Jimmy's just not part of that rebuild, but he wants to get paid.
Nasty situation. Let's get to the
Very
headlines.
disgusting.
Tomorrow at 3, NFC Championship game between the Commanders and the Eagles. Then at 6:30, it's the AFC Championship game between the Chiefs and the Bills. We said last week, Vlad, biggest game of the year, game of the century, Bills Ravens. Now we're doing it again. Chiefs Bills.
Jesus Christ, man. I'm listening.
Oh, let's do this with Jimmy, since history repeats itself. Chief Bills tomorrow. Really? We're gonna watch this same play again and
what? The Chiefs gonna win?
Expect a different outcome than Chief Bills in the playoffs?
No.
I don't expect a different outcome.
Dude, until I see it, Patty wins all the time.
Now, they might barely win.
Don't matter.
They might each score 21 points in the last 45 seconds of the game.
You know what I really hope? I'm gonna tell you this. What I
It's
really
7-0.
No, I really hope the Chiefs win this third Super Bowl and just blow out the next two teams that they play. Like they blow out the Bills and then blow out the Eagles. So then all the stuff, can anybody stop the Chiefs? Oh my God. And I was like, well, why weren't you saying that before the season started or before last year started? Like everybody wants them to lose so bad. They've gotten to the point where, they've reached Patriots level of hate. They've reached Warrior level of hate. They've reached LeBron level of hate. They've reached, the only person who never received this type of hate was Michael Jordan when he was winning every time.
Right, that's interesting because Michael Jordan isn't like this.
And it wasn't
personable, loving, fun guy.
John Desai, get out of here. No, he was a mean guy. I mean, he might have been mean, but I wouldn't be going I'm not saying the craziness that Scottie Pippen's saying, but nonetheless, but the dynasty, everybody's hating. Do they get calls? Yeah. But that's what winners do.
But did they put themselves in the position to get the calls? You know what I mean? You keep the game close. You play well. You stay within that. Things start breaking.
Here's my thing with teams, right? Do you ever understand that Chiefs have never played their best game, but you guys think you're playing your best game because you're in contention with them? Because I think if they play their best game, you get blown out.
You get killed,
right? So the fact that and the fact that you're in a close game with them, do you think you're playing your best? Because if you think that's your best and they're playing that close with you, you know how far the gap is between you and them?
Mm-hmm. Once again, though, I'm on to the Chiefs. They can fool a lot of people. They don't fool me. Everyone thinks, Patrick Mahomes, greatest quarterback of all time, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, legendary coach Andy Reid. They're a defense-first team. Their defense is the calling card of the team.
Absolutely.
And then they fill in the gaps with Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, of course, Andy Reid coaching.
Then
they make the plays when they need to.
Look at in 3 Super Bowls how the
what a run.
How the team dynamic changed. The identity of the team. First it was the offense with Tyreek, Travis, and Pat, right? And Kareem Hunt before he decided to become a field goal kicker. And then Tyreek for 3, after they let go of Tyreek, they became a defensive team.
Yep.
Okay. No more. You guys are going to take the deep plays away. All right. I'll nickel and dime you down the field. Pat finally accepted, this is what you're going to give me. I'm going to take it. And it still works out.
You don't have to pass for 300 yards every game.
Right. And you see how they're dynamic, they're balanced. Their head coach or their offensive coordinator knows how to change and adapt. Maybe something a certain coach down here may want to, try to emulate. But
what a great run for the Kansas City Chiefs. So they win the Super Bowl against San Francisco here in Miami. The next year, if they didn't have everybody injured and Patrick Mahomes playing by himself in the Super Bowl,
greatest game I ever seen, greatest Super Bowl I ever seen a quarterback play and a loss.
And then the next year, they barely miss out on going back to the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals get some
magic
going.
Mind you, I was thinking about that the other day. They were whooping Cincinnati's ass.
Yeah.
If Cincinnati didn't stop them right before halftime at the goal line, that game is a completely different game.
Yep.
They were up, and then they went for it. Instead of a field goal, they went for it for a touchdown, and it was pass was broken up, incomplete, and then so they were trying to do how you, and they got the ball back to start the second half. So they were trying to do the double score, but they were really trying to
put the dagger.
Like, dude, even when they lose, they don't lose.
Yeah,
they don't get blown out.
They won 2 Super Bowls, and then they're having a 15-2 season, and
they can't win on the road in the playoffs. They did that last year.
They do everything they want.
Like,
stop,
dude. They're not.
Stop. They don't have us fooled, Vlad. We told you all last year. Don't worry about the drop passes. They won't drop them in the
We're in the patty era,
playoffs.
baby.
This year, they're barely winning. They're a fake undefeated team. No, they're not.
Dude, they would. Do you understand they were
Leave us
9 points?
alone.
Do you understand they were 9 points away from going to undefeated? Like for trying to undefeated season.
Yeah. I mean, the last game of the year they didn't play.
Right, but I'm just saying if they had beaten Buffalo, right?
They were running. They were coming back on Buffalo too.
Right. It was a big fourth down play that Josh Allen made the touchdown run. If he doesn't make that run, if they don't get the fourth down, Patty goes down the field, wins the game, and then we're talking about, is this the worst undefeated perfect team that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
silliness.
Oh, they win every game so close.
That's a fake 15-2. No, there's no fake 15-2.
Nah, bro, there ain't no fake 15-2. You win 15 out of your 17 games. No, I'm not
Really,
even counting
15
the last
out of
game.
16.
15 out of your 16 games? Nah, ain't nothing fake or, fraudulent about you.
Panthers aren't fake. They're in San Jose tonight, taking on the Sharks at 10 o'clock. And the Sharks have lost 5 in a row. Canes basketball team, I'm not going to call them fake, but they're having some troubles, man. They got blown out by Stanford the other night. Thank God you didn't stay up to watch that game or listen to that game here. They got the Cal Berkeley Bears tonight, 8:30. I'm probably...
Is it on ESPN?
I might listen to it a little bit.
Is it on TV?
I hope not. Glad I hope.
I had to watch that game on
Were they down like 27-3?
Fam.
If you stayed up till 11 o'clock, like you had work the next day, you went right to bed.
Check this out, right? So it was on ESPNU. So I'm doing the Kings Panthers game. So that game's the only game on hockey. It was a 10 p.m. game. So we're waiting for a game. There was a previous ACC game that was on.
Oh, so you had to wait?
No.
You had to push back the start.
I'm sorry. It was Baylor. Baylor was playing somebody, and that game, took for a while for it to end. And then finally it ends, right? So then they showed the score.
It was 27-3.
No, they should have. It was 15-2.
Oh, at least it got 2.
And it was 15-2 when they showed the score. I'm like, wait, what? Like out the gate, like they hadn't even hit the first TV timeout yet. They haven't even hit the under 15, the under 16. I'm like, wow.
Let's get to prettier things. American Madison Keys has won her first major, defeating Arina Sabalenka at the Australian Open. The men's final tonight, 3 a.m. against Yannick Sinner, big Italian, and Alexander Zverev, big German. 2 names that you wouldn't think, but they are.
Okay.
3:30, Vlad. Just stop by whenever. I'll be up.
No.
Cool?
No.
3:30?
No.
I mean, you can get there earlier. We can hang out.
No. I'm chilling with anybody at 3:30 in the morning.
To watch tennis.
Hell no.
It's the Australian Open, man. Well, okay, so
I'm gonna stay up at 3:30 in the morning.
Okay, let me ask
watch
you a tough
2 men
question.
play tennis.
So if Taylor Fritz and Francis Tiafoe were in the final, would you be coming over to watch the match with me?
No.
Okay. Since that's been said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A Tampa man ate only cheese, beef, and sticks of butter.
Oh, he farted a lot.
He ate cheese, beef, and only sticks of butter for 8 months. He had to go to the hospital because he started sweating a creamy yellowish ooze.
Ew! Cream cheese?
Why would you want to just eat cheese, beef, and sticks of butter? That's nasty. And I ain't gonna judge no one's eating habits, but that's nasty.
I can never follow. I never will go to the bathroom after that.
I don't even want to think about that, Vlad. Oh,
he would sweat. Yo, how do you sweat a pasty
yellowish ooze? Because you're eating cheese, beef, and sticks of butter. Throwing in the sticks of butter really messes it up, man. Like, I understand just beef and cheese. Okay,
yeah,
whatever.
Follow someone after they use the bathroom.
No, I don't.
And then you realize they don't drink water.
I just sometimes, man.
They need more water. They need some water in their diet.
I'm like, was a human being in here before me, or was it
a Bigfoot,
a bison? Oh man, Tyreek Hill and Jimmy Butler seem to be twinsies here in Miami lately. We're going to talk about that special treatment and how it can be a good thing or a bad thing next on Sports Day 560 WQAM. Sports Day 560 WQAM on the Odyssey app all around the world. You can go to 560 WQAM on your radio dial, our player system, music, whatever. You can also go to YouTube and Twitch, 560 WQAM. Vlad, I understand. Special players get special treatment. Jimmy Johnson said it one time. He said, I walked into a film study room one time and Emmitt Smith was sleeping. So I got him a pillow and a blanket. I walked into the defensive side and some no-name was sleeping. I cut his ass. Players get special treatment. But the problem was this, with guys like Tyreek Hill, who we know get special treatment, and Jimmy Butler, who we know gets special treatment. If you're willing to give that special treatment, you also have to take the bad side of it too. The entitlement, the trouble that comes with it, maybe teammates not liking, not saying it's fair, some of the bad stuff. They're great players, and I do believe you have to cater to them enough. But what comes with it is you get stuff like that. You get mouthing off. You get Tyreek Hill saying, I want out of here. And you get Jimmy Butler saying, I want out of here. You get Jimmy Butler flying on his own flights and staying in his own Airbnbs with his friends. And then when things start getting too nasty, they want that special treatment still. And now you're saying you don't deserve the special treatment. Well, Vlad, you can't give and take. If you give, you got to give. You can't take it back. I learned that a long time ago. One time I was a program director at a station. They said, go tell this guy that in about a month or two, we're going to make him assistant program director. I said, I'm not doing that. And they said, well, why not? I said, well, what if something changes and we don't make him assistant program director? They said, you got a point. Because if you tell somebody that they're going to get something, or you do give somebody, you can't take that back. And lo and behold, the guy didn't get the assistant program director position. And I said, it was smart of me not to go tell him that, right? They're like, yeah, good thing you didn't tell him. But you start doing, it's like in a relationship, and it is a relationship which you have with your players, your coaches, your organization. When you get into a relationship and your girl has a problem with, I don't know, Vlad, something that you do, maybe you take too many smoke breaks. In fact, she tells you at the beginning, you know what? If you're going to be with me, I'd prefer if you don't take smoke breaks. You have to nip that in the bud and say,
no, I'm not. I'm literally going to fire the bud.
No, well, but you go to her and you say, look, this is something that I do. This is something that's valuable to me. If you don't like it, you need to go. And then you take it from there. But if you, for the first month of the relationship, stop taking smoke breaks and then start taking more smoke breaks after a month, she'll be like, wait, what are you doing? You're like, I'm taking a smoke break. No, you don't take smoke breaks anymore. Yeah, well, I mean, I was kind of doing that, just to appease you. But now that we're kind of comfortable.
Yeah, I was doing it to GTD.
Nope. Cut it. Nip. You got to set the precedent, set the standard from the get-go. If you're going to give Jimmy Butler all this special treatment, you have to give Jimmy Butler all this special treatment. So was it a little dirty what the Heat did in making him basically saying that he has to fly with the team and stay with the team now? They've already set the precedent that, Jimmy, you can do that. You can do your own thing. But now you try to change it? I don't know. That's a little dirty by the Heat, I think. Just a little bit. I would be upset if I was Jimmy Butler. And I know, how are you taking Jimmy Butler's side on this? Well, you were told for the longest and allowed for the longest to do something. And now because you're upset, you're going to try to change our agreement? That's a little dirty. Now, Jimmy hadn't helped himself, with all the comments and not playing hard and dogging off the court. And, wearing the Phoenix Suns colored shoes to the game. And I'm sure there's been some nastiness behind the scenes. I don't know for a fact, but I'm guessing.
He's done with the team.
There's it's irreconcilable. You'll never see Jimmy. Will you ever see Jimmy in a Heat uniform playing basketball again on an NBA court?
Well, it's going to be very interesting once 9 p.m. hits. After whatever time this game against Brooklyn ends,
you do have
whatever time it ends.
It's irreconcilable.
That 2-game suspension is over.
Yeah, I thought that they suspended him, figuring they'd get something done this week over those 2 games.
And it doesn't seem like anything's happening. And once Monday comes, it's January 27th. So that literally means we're going to be 11 days away from the trade deadline. And something better happen before the trade deadline, because now if he's going to be we've seen him shoot one-legged 3-pointers. We see the man completely separate himself from team huddles.
Not playing the fourth quarter.
Okay.
That's a Spo thing, though.
Everybody is sick and tired of the situation, and nothing right now is happening. It'd be really good for both parties if they just have Jimmy just separate, just be like, look, sit at home, you're gonna get paid. Let's just have a talk with the union. This is not good for team, because when you're getting suspended because your conduct detrimental to the team, he's doing that conduct because he wants to be out of your team.
Yeah. Could you see an instance where Pat Riley, being Pat Riley, hard-headed, stubborn, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. We've heard that first Jimmy says, I'll play for anybody but the Heat. We've heard that there could be an interesting offer from the Memphis Grizzlies. Could you, and then now Jimmy says, oh, no, Grizzlies. Could you see that if the Grizzlies do sweeten the pot and give Pat a deal that he's willing to accept, could you see Pat being like, the hell with you? You don't want to play with Memphis? I'll take their assets and Ruben Bain. That's
Desmond Bain.
I would love Ruben Bain on this basketball team, man. I don't know how good he is on the three-pointer, but Desmond Bain.
He said Ruben Bain. That's great.
Ruben Bain Jr. But let's say Pat Riley likes the deal from Memphis. Could you see him being like, screw you, Jimmy?
So what's the deal with Memphis? Because these are the guys I always thought that.
But then Memphis.
Brandon Clark is a player from Memphis that I always like, right? Desmond Bain.
Bain's good.
Desmond Bain's good. I think
Bain, but
he's not Ruben. Desmond Bain, and I think Tyler Hero as a backcourt would be deadly. Scottie Pippen Jr. is a really good backup point guard. He's a really good guard.
Could use a point guard.
Shoot. Try to get yourself Luke Kennard.
Mm-hmm. Great
3-point shooter. That way, they got players.
This is the problem now for Memphis. What happens if you do make an offer, but now Jimmy's going to be more of the same over there because he doesn't want to play in Memphis? Then you're opening up that can of worms.
Well, then
not our problem.
Then now, and this is where it's. So remember when I tell you my welcome? We gave Miami a round of applause, the Heat organization, because now they're such a certified, legitimate NBA franchise that there's old school fans and new school fans.
Yeah.
If Jimmy stink is for him to only go to Phoenix and he gets to Phoenix, new fans are going to be upset because how did Jimmy and the Heat afford Jimmy to go to the team that he wanted to go to when last season Dame wanted to come to Miami and he, Jim, what's his name? Joe Cronin was acting like an idiot. And well, that's what the fan base down here thought. And he stuck to his guns and made sure that Dame went to Milwaukee. And the Heat fans, that knowing that everybody in the NBA knew that Dame wanted to come here, but the Heat weren't able to get Dame. That's gonna be a problem because it's like, wait a minute. Why are you allowing this guy to cause a stink to get to the destination he wants to get to when other people were trying to go about it a different way, a more politically correct way, and they went to another destination than the one that than yours. That's going to be a problem. So people are starting to, Riles right now is getting looked at with the side eye because it's like, why are you allowing this to continue?
Yeah, it's a circus.
And not only are you allowing this to continue, but people are now looking at, wow, have you lost a step? Why are you allowing this? Are you not able to relate to these current generation players? I
think it's just Jimmy Butler.
I just think it's just Jimmy. Like, if you know Jimmy's life, Jimmy's
everywhere, man.
That's just Jimmy, man. And we've talked about this. That's just certain athletes, certain people. Expiration date. You said it.
When did Jimmy decide he didn't want to play for the Heat anymore? I would like to know, because if it was in the offseason.
Nah, it wasn't in the offseason.
Because if it was in the offseason, he should have done with the Anthony Davis route with the Pelicans. Go and say, look, man, I'm not. Get rid of me. I'm not. You don't have to lose me.
No,
I don't have to devalue myself.
No,
just find a way.
No, because I think what we talked about this early in the show, bro. It's like I've given you 5 great years. Like I've been Jimmy was
in the offseason. Did he know he wanted out?
No, I don't think he knew he wanted out. I think that this happened.
That's okay.
If
you knew it in the offseason,
this happened when he realized. You know when I think he started realizing
Tyler Hero started balling?
No, well that helped. That didn't help, but no, that helped the team. I think when he realized everybody else was getting signed, and he hadn't got signed yet. I think it. You know what? You're right. It did start in the summer.
Damn.
But you
That's
want to
dirty.
know? You know, it started in the summer. I think when Bam got signed his extension.
Yeah.
When Bam got taken care of before him, I think he started to realize,
You
all
know
right,
what?
I'm not gonna. This relationship is about to end, and he start hearing the words, you know. And obviously, there's probably been conversation with his agent and Pat, and Pat's been, steadfast and like, look, man, this man better play some games. I'm not giving him no extent. I'm not giving him anything. He signed a contract. He hasn't played a full season. I need to see him play a full season. Give me that commitment, and then we can talk afterwards, after the season.
This is a chance to raise your stock.
If he does that, we can talk. If
I
not,
think this is it.
and then that was it.
I'm a big believer in it's an amalgamation of things. I believe he didn't appreciate Pat Riley calling him out publicly. I believe he said, I'm just going to shut up. I'm going to be pissed off and I'm going to play. I believe he saw Bam get that big contract and the cornerstone of the team and this and this and this hurt him a little bit. And then I believe he showed up and Tyler Hero started balling out. And then he still thought, and then he got out there and he just said, man.
He saw where the course of the team was changing.
And we've all done that, Vlad. No, I'm going to go into there and I'm going to do this and I'm going to be doing it. And then you get there and you're like, nah, man.
Fam, it happens.
Nah.
It happens in any situation.
Everywhere. Yeah.
Listen, hey, sometimes you could be a nurse, 20 years experience.
Mm-hmm.
A new nurse comes in, might be a little bit younger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're younger, but they have experience. Maybe not experience as you, but they're younger. It doesn't matter. In any type of job, a younger, better version is always going to be
and sometimes you just don't have the heart
better
to do
than the older version.
I think Jimmy started the season believing like, I do want to play. I am going to show them. But then you get there and you say,
but you start seeing, but you realizing that, oh wow, Tyler's taking a different. Young Tyler has taken a step,
and
he's
the
maturing.
Offense is different now,
right?
And I'm not getting paid.
Guess what? There's 3 All-Stars now instead of 2, because it was always Bam and myself, but now there's 3 All-Stars, and Tyler's really shown up. It stepped up.
Yep.
Bam's been paid. He's the captain. Bam isn't going anywhere.
That does hurt. If you believe you're the best player on the team and they give somebody else all the money they want and make them the
but
captain.
He's drafted.
And I know, but I'm just saying, it still hurts.
No, I know. Listen. That's why I know he's getting ripped for this. And sometimes he deserves to be ripped with some of his comments and everything. And I know people may not like the message, but I respected the fact that Shaq, he didn't take Jimmy's side, but he was just explaining Jimmy's side from a side because he's done it before himself.
He told him to lose weight.
Right. He's been through this before. So you got to understand, he said everything is from the player side, you'll always look at it from the outside. Yeah. Oh, they're wrong. How you going to do that? You guaranteed money.
I was getting paid millions.
Right.
Okay.
But you don't it's like, oh, listen, guys, guess what? I've never made $49 million a year. But you know what? If I know I can make $49 million a year, and then I know that, well, there's $60 million also waiting for me out there, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to do everything in my power to get that $60 million.
You know what you're worth.
Even though I have $49 million.
I know, yeah.
$11 million. Why wouldn't I? If it's out there for me to get it, I can understand. Now, are there ways for me to get it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Is there better ways for me to get it? Possibly. But that's why this situation is asked.
Well, let's take a break real quick. We're going to take a break from the Jimmy talk. We'll get back to it and Tyreek talk. What we're going to do next is a little something called What I Like. Some of the things Vlad and I liked over the past week here in the Sports World 560 WQAM. It's time to do a little what I like. Some of the things my cousin Vladimir Lewisson and myself, Dan Day, liked around the sports world over the past week or so. We're just now talking about going to some Marlins games this year. What I like about it, Vlad, is that we can laissez les bon temps rouler, and it probably won't matter that much because
I ain't gonna hold you. I told you this right now. I'm going to Marlins games, especially that mid-afternoon games, to get effed up. I am. What?
Ooh, our guy, Manny Jensen's Liquor Store, he's back. So even more so, Manny, I'll come see you soon.
If y'all go to Marlins games and you see Vlad and Dan,
you better just
I'm there to get, because I'm looking at because we talk about this team. We're like, because we're talking about the games this season that we want to go to.
We're gonna go to all the midday games.
All the midday games.
Try to see Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn.
Yes, the opening day we want to see Paul Skeens. I definitely want to see Paul Skeens as the fan of baseball. I want to see his girl.
As a fan of being a man.
As a fan of Vlad, I just want to see his girl. And then obviously the Yankees are coming into town, so I got to see that. I always go to the Braves games because I cover the Braves for their flagship.
We're going to try to go to Venezuelan Heritage Night because Chino Inacho will be performing afterwards.
But then we started talking about the team and the roster, and it's like, ooh,
you say Sandy Alcantara, and
I was like, ooh, this team is not gonna be good. So it's like, well, you know what? Going to baseball games, I'm going there to get hammered.
Oh, I might have to buy a 6-pack of Prestige this time, man. Not just a couple of Prestiges.
Yeah, man.
Jensen's Liquor Store. When I think Marlins, I think Jensen's, man. This year, God, dude, I can't sugarcoat it. This team is not going to be very good this year. And that year that I believed in him, and this relationship is sour.
What's going on with South Florida sports, bro?
We're very mediocre.
You're very mid right now.
I mean, some teams wish. I'm not going to name names, but some teams wish they were mid right now.
But you were high grade, like top shelf last year. Last couple of years. Every team was making the playoff. There was one year that every team made the playoffs.
Finals almost. We do have a Stanley Cup championship.
You do. That's it. That's why y'all mid right now. That's why y'all good.
We won a supporter shield in MLS.
Yeah.
It just hurts that you lost in the first round to a bad
that's what's happened because you're losing early in the playoffs when everybody expects you guys to go further. Lost to the Bills in week 18, 2023. Then lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs, that wild card game. And then what else happened? The Heat getting knocked down in the first round.
Yeah, Jimmy getting hurt.
Canes going,
Canes football team kind of letting go of the ghost at the end of the year.
Defense is getting destroyed. Yeah.
Well, good. Well, let's get to what I like. Some things we like.
Well, you don't like that, didn't you?
I don't like that, man. I don't like feeling sad for myself. I like feeling good. Ariana Sabalenka. She lost to Madison Keys today. I don't watch Madison Keys. Actually, I watched her the whole match against Iga Swiatek. She's been locked in this whole tournament, so no shame to losing to her. She just seemed like the best female tennis player.
Shout out to the American
at the Australian Open. So Ariana Sabalenka, she was frustrated. She was banging her racket on the court. After she lost, though, she got some levity. She kind of clarity. She realized, look, second isn't all that bad. So when she accepted her runner-up trophy at the Australian Open, she had a kind of a lighthearted moment at the expense of her coaching staff and family.
Should I say anything to my team? Why are you laughing? As always, that's your fault, guys. I don't want to see you for the next week. I really hate you. No, anyway, thank you so much for everything you're doing for me and blah, blah, blah.
Yo, she meant every word she said, bro.
Oh, yeah. She really cannot wait to take that vacation and get away from having to train and do all that other stuff. She's had some tough situations over the past year or so. So, Ariana Sabalenka, she makes her home down here in South Florida. She's not listening right now unless she's on the Odyssey app, but, we got love for you. Good job. And Madison Keys, excellent job. This week saw some really crazy good basketball plays. I told you earlier about Victor Wembanyama, how in France he threw it off the backboard and dunked it, and it was just an amazing play. And I saw it was like number 2 on SportsCenter. And I was like, how can it be number 2? What's better than that? Well, leave it to Nikola Jokic.
No, Fox hits. Julian cheated way in. Jokic going to throw it up from here. Oh my, that's on Jokic.
Yeah, he just flung it. And
This
it went
guy
straight in.
It's like 2 seconds left on the clock. It looks like he's just jokingly, he catches it literally full court, just hums it. And it didn't bank in, Vlad.
No, that thing went straight in. Like it was boom. Like you hear it what you hear is the sound of the ball going in.
Directly in.
And it's a different type of. Sometimes when you hear that, like you hear the ball go through the net, you hear. Nah, that was like that ball looked like it was like shot straight from a missile. Like it hit its target. It was like boom. Like, oh man, it was great. That was a great shot.
It was a full court shot. He got it off in time. It didn't look like he was even trying. It looked like he was just like buzzer always center. I was like, whatever. And then whoop.
It's like a bullseye. Boom.
One day I'm hoping that on his career he'll end like the all-time most made threes or something by one. And that's the one that's gonna be the one that put him over the top.
Dude, he's playing ridiculous basketball.
It looks like he's not trying, obviously, but he obviously is. It's amazing. Amazing. Now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had a 54-point game the other day. Kudos to him. Both those guys are just unbelievable, man. We can't even get Jimmy Butler to catch a team flight. And these two guys playing at an all-world status. And they're both not American, so,
Well, you know who's American?
Jimmy Butler.
One Bronny James.
Bronny James, he's putting people on posters.
Lakers down by 2. James down the paint.
Bronny James balling.
Dude, he scored 31 points, career high.
And once again, that's in the G League.
It was in the G League, which is good. But think about it. Oh, is he going to get this experience? Would he get this experience in college? Because in the G League, you're going against guys who are just one step away from going to the league.
Yeah.
And guys who are going to the league. So when he goes in and out from the G League team to the Lakers main roster, you're gaining a lot of experience that he would not have received if he was in college, even though if he's playing it in the Big Ten with USC. This is different, and he's learning, but that was a nasty crossover.
That was a nasty crossover.
And that he's 6'1", 6'2", but you don't realize that, he's got last name is James Jr., so
look,
he's got some hops, and he posterized that young man.
He looks to be figuring it out. He also looks to be formidable. And I think I'm like most people, Vlad. I want to see Bronny James succeed in the NBA.
Absolutely. Listen, man, I
don't ever root against people.
I'm all for families, nepotism, and all of that. Like right now, you know who I'm happy for? LeVar Ball, because he said everything about his sons, and he was outrageous, made at times obnoxious and loud. But you know what? He loved his boys. And then the other night, when you saw a picture of Lonzo and Melo on the court together, and Lonzo's had such a tough comeback from that knee injury, just to see him back playing. And Jello's got the #1 song.
Yeah.
The hottest song.
Why am I playing LiAngelo Ball rap songs at Duffy's in Plantation on Thursday?
Because it hits.
It hits, man. People are going nuts.
It's a slap. Guess what?
Angel and Sabrina asked me, like, play that new LiAngelo song. I was like,
I miss my baby.
Well, you got to get Thursday nights, man. We're there every Thursday. Thursday nights, maybe Fridays.
But yeah, give a shout out to Mr. Ball and the Ball family. Shout out to James family. Bronny seems like he belongs to at least play in the G League, and he played some plays while he's in the league. He got a block on the Washington Wizard the other day.
Succeed, man.
Shout out to them.
It's a family game. I love it. Gonna come back and get you updated with everything here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
XW
What y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see me? I'm the Osiris of this.
I was wondering this on Thursday night as I was driving to Duffy's in Plantation. If you're Jimmy Butler and you're not with the team, are you watching the game or listening to the game?
You got to watch the game.
I would think so. I mean, it is still your team, your teammates, everything else. You want to see what you're curious to see what happens. He's watching the game, right? He's paying attention to the game, right? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe.
Well, he knew. No, he's watching the game because remember he saw the fight against the Rockets, and he was happy that that Terry jumped in for to help out Tyler. He was watching those games. He watched the games. You got to watch the games
just out of curiosity. I was just
because you know why? If they struggle, it helps your point.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The curiosity factor, like, are they better without me? Or how much do they need me?
And if they're doing better without you, it'd also be like, oh, look, you guys are good without me. Don't get rid of me.
Right. So you have to watch.
You have to watch. Oh, put it this way. If he's not watching, his agent and his people's watching to relay the message.
I have a feeling, though, even if he didn't watch, people would definitely brief him on the situation, whether it be his people or just fans in general. And the other night, Jimmy was out, like last night, at a club somewhere or bar somewhere here in Miami and getting into it a little bit. Just a little bit, though. I wouldn't say really getting into it, but just it seemed like he was just kind of being assertive. And then I like that lady that came in. I gotta watch that again, man. See how I want to get a read on that lady. We'll get back to it. Let's get to the headlines real quick, though. We got a big day of football tomorrow, 3:00 NFC Championship between the Commanders and the Eagles. Jaden Daniels, unbelievable. And then at 6:30, it's an AFC Championship game against the Chiefs and the Bills. Jaden Daniels, we're talking to Brian Baldinger from NFL analyst. He was saying Jaden Daniels, as a freshman in high school, started for his high school football team and started every single game of his 4-year high school career. Came into Arizona State, started as a freshman in his just third game at Arizona State, went into Oregon and beat Oregon. And then, of course, now look what he's doing in the NFL.
How about this, though?
This guy's clutch.
How about this?
From Purdue.
Jaden Daniels, like you said, started his career in Arizona State, and his teammates didn't like him and wanted him out. That's why he transferred to LSU.
Really?
Yes.
Because I remember I watched a lot of Pac-12 After Dark because I get off at weird hours and so on.
Oh, was it for gambling purposes?
No. Gambling.
That was for me.
I only gamble with my life. I don't gamble with my money. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that's me.
Which one's more precious?
Probably money was more valuable than my life because obviously I'm very cavalier with the way I live my life. Should have seen what I did with Giuseppe last night, man. We were living the good life. I'll tell you about it later. Nonetheless,
please don't.
I wasn't. Well,
I'm just kidding.
You just don't want a criminal in case of criminal charges.
Yeah.
No, but I remember watching it and saying like, this guy's pretty darn good for Arizona State. And they're like, and Jaden Daniels has been very adamant about he doesn't like all this transferring in college, and that's not for him. He's one of those guys that stays put. So that makes sense why he would have said that and then left because his teammates didn't like him. Makes sense.
Yeah, man. They trashed him. I remember they trashed him in a viral video. Like when he transferred, they were like good. They were so happy he left in the whole 9.
Seems like his teammates in Washington like him.
Yeah, look at that now. By the way, great story on the 4letter.com on ESPN of how former Commanders owner Daniel Snyder's hating on the success.
I'm sure
he's so bitter right now. My
Tyreek
God.
Hill is so bitter about the Chiefs' success since he left. You can't win without me. Oops.
I don't know about that.
I bet you Tyreek Hill is bitter.
I don't know if he's as bitter as Daniel Snyder.
No. Daniel Snyder's
angry.
What's the opposite?
In a yacht.
What is the opposite of salt of the earth? They're like sugar of the earth. He is the. I don't know.
How you gonna be angry in a yacht?
I wouldn't be
in a super yacht.
I wouldn't be angry at all, man.
I'm not gonna be angry on a super yacht.
No,
but there's a great article if you guys get a chance. After you listen to this beautiful show, read the article, get you hyped up for the NFC Championship game. But yeah, former Commanders owner Daniel Snyder is hating on the success of the Commanders right now, even though he got $5.8 billion.
Good for him. Good for him. I think I speak for everyone when I say that. Panthers. They're in San Jose to play the Sharks tonight at 10. The Sharks have lost 5 in a row. Vlad, you live down in that area. Did you ever go to San Jose?
I never went to San Jose.
I never made it out to San Jose when I was in that area.
Because it's not really Bay Area.
Right.
They try to consider Bay Area, but it's not
Italy.
really. Bay Area don't call it. They don't really want to claim them. But yeah.
Okay. Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver, he's completed interviews with the Saints for their head coaching position. Weaver, of course, did have a top 5 defense with Miami last season. I'm okay with that. I'll see what he's done here in Miami. If I'm a Saints fan, and I am, I'll take Anthony Weaver. I like his style.
Robert Salah went back to the San Francisco 49ers.
Talk about all that, man. Pete Carroll going to the Raiders.
Pete went to the Raiders. I like that.
Dallas upping Marty Schottenheimer's son as their from offense coordinator to the head coach.
Fam. You know when somebody says something about you and then you try to deny that claim, but then you end up doing exactly what people noted about you? Everybody knows Jerry Jones does not want a head coach that would probably
test his authority,
be combative, or have a say. But he wants, for lack of a better term, a do boy.
He just wants a yes man.
That's what they do. A do boy is. That's what a do boy is. A yes man. So that's what it means.
I'm just trying to keep it.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he wants a yes man. But not even a yes man. Just
a puppet.
A puppet. Yeah. He just wants to be a puppeteer. He just wants to be able to tell him what to say, tell him what to do, and get when it goes right.
When things go good, it's all Jerry.
It's all my success. And when it goes bad, it's on you. This is nasty work, bro. It's nasty work, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you had no intention of bringing Mike McCarthy back, why did you hold him for that week? Why did you tell the Chicago Bears no when they asked to talk to him, considering that the man had no contract or his contract was about to expire, and you had no plans, even though you did have a conversation with him, but you knew, come on, after 5 years, Jerry, you knew that you were done with Mike McCarthy. Or after 5 years, Mike McCarthy gonna be like, look, I'm a Super Bowl winning coach, and I've given you 3 12-win seasons. I like to have more say in things, and that's not going to happen. So how do you let that happen?
I'm glad you say it's my team, my rules. I do what I want to do. It's my prerogative, Bobby Brown. Canes football team, they're going to open ACC play next season, October 4th, following a bye against rival Florida State.
So the schedule's out then, right?
No. They just put out preliminaries.
So first game of the season
is Notre Dame,
which technically should be an ACC game.
That's going to be Sunday, August 31st.
Oh, that's a Sunday.
Sunday, August 31st.
That's the ESPN.
7:30.
That sounds like an ABC game.
Yes, sir. That is going to be the Sunday before Labor Day, day before Labor Day.
Yeah, that's a Sunday night ABC
And then you
game.
open ACC play with Florida State.
That's lit, my guy. I ain't gonna lie.
That's cool. Yeah, because you got everything to play for still.
Labor Day weekend, you got Notre Dame versus Miami. Convicts versus Catholics. And then, Sunday night going into Labor Day, you always know that South Florida, the clubs are going to be, jumping. The beach is going to be popping. Everything's going to be nice that night.
I guarantee that we are going to have to do a show that Monday. Vlad,
I guarantee you I'm not.
Just take it easy at the game.
Take what? Huh?
Take it easy at the game
What
and
do you
then
mean?
get ready for Monday.
Yeah.
No, people might actually come in for that. I don't know. You never know with this place.
Joe Rose always comes into
Joe
it.
Rose is coming in. But
Joe Rose, Hollywood might not do it.
Well, he does do the pregame and the.
That's it. You only have the pregame. He could do.
He does halftime.
He could come back to work.
He will. Canes. Speaking of Hollywood, he'll be on the Canes basketball game tonight. He and Joe Rose. Maybe they can get a win at Cal tonight over in Berkeley. That is going to be an 8:30 tip.
The best thing they can do is get an In-N-Out burger because they're not getting a win.
I'll skip that.
Yeah, love In-N-Out.
Really?
Yeah.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Reports are that Jimmy Butler does not want to be traded to Memphis.
Why though? Beale Street is great, man.
Yeah, Beale Street's not great. Come on, Vlad. You know better than that.
I got no problem with Beale Street.
You got no problem?
I got no problem with Beale Street. Put it this way.
I don't have any problem.
You know what I call them? People.
Beale Street is like the Disney version of Bourbon Street.
That's right. Good. I'm happy you said it, didn't I?
I went there and I was like, "What is this?"
I know people.
So cute.
I know people from New Orleans who look at it. Oh, isn't that cute?
It is. It's cute.
Junior us.
It's 2 blocks, and only one block is really bouncing, and the other block is dead. And then there's blues bars and stuff like that. But then there's just like, I don't know. It's not wild. I was like waiting for vomit in the streets and stuff. It's nice and clean. It's cute. Take your family there. Have a good time. Take a family to Bourbon Street and see what happens.
Oh, Bourbon?
During the day, even Bourbon is. Ooh, buy 1, get 3 free? Yeah, buddy. Count me in. Beach on Bourbon. I'm there. Maybe later. Give me some time. The Marlins. Oh, count me in, I guess. Here we go. One of 5 Major League Baseball teams that have yet to spend a single dollar on free agency this offseason.
Yo, who's the other 4?
I'm guessing. No, the A's have spent money. So this
Tampa?
Tampa's the other team, definitely. This is the interesting story. And Joe Rose didn't believe me this week when I brought it up. There's actually a luxury tax in Major League Baseball if you don't spend a certain amount.
So you got to spend money or you know they're going to tax you.
So the reason I know the A's have spent money on free agency
because they didn't want to get taxed. No, they did. They signed what's his name? Luis Severino.
Right. And they
3
were like,
years, 65. I remember that.
Why do they care? Why are they trying? They're going to be in Sacramento for 2 years before they move to Vegas. They said it wasn't that the A's are trying to remain competitive. It's that they were trying to avoid the tax for not spending enough. Your Marlins, not worried about that. We'll pay the tax. We're good. They got taxed for not spending enough money, Vlad. And you want to get us stoked up for this baseball season, Peter Bendix? Might be better off at a Blue Wahoos game or a Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp game. Nonetheless, Vlad, we made our plans for going to some of the games this year and can't wait. Maybe we can get Tammy and Carol out there for one of the games too. That one Colorado Rockies game we went to, that was great. That was a series of events from Officer Perez to almost catching a home run ball.
Yeah, we did.
How we ended up at recess at the end of the night, at the end of the game, in overtime, in extra innings. It was a walk-off. What a day.
Wow.
What a day.
That was fun. Yo, listen, you got to enjoy there's 81 of these games.
This is the good thing about the Marlins. No pressure. You can go there and just, like you said, Vlad, get up.
I'm getting wasted.
The worse my team is, the more wasted I get.
Yeah, you have to enjoy yourself.
Compensate. Didn't want to keep Jake Berger. $800,000 in this day and age. Nah, too expensive, too rich for our blood. Get him out of here. Okay. Happy belated birthday to El Pistolero, Luis Suarez. He turned 38 yesterday. Inter Miami, they were in Peru to take on Universitario Wednesday at 8. That was a really cool game the other day when they played America in Las Vegas. Inter Miami won on penalty kicks. I didn't know in exhibitions they did penalty kicks, but okay, we're cool. Second ranked nationally in high school, or they were really third. Columbus, they defeated number 1 Monteverde 79-59 in basketball. I was on ESPN2. Carlos Boozer's sons Cameron and Caden led the way. They are going to be committed and playing at Duke University and not staying home to play for Miami. I don't know why. Dolphins hired Robert Prince as their receivers coach. He held the same position with the Cowboys the past 3 seasons. Chop Robinson been named a finalist for AP Defensive Rookie of the Year. He had 6 sacks. That's second when it comes to rookies and sacks. And American Madison Keys, she won her first major, defeating Ariana Sabalenka at the Australian Open. Sabalenka blames her coaching staff and her family for the loss and says they really doesn't like him very much, and she's getting away for a week. The men's final tonight, 3:30 a.m. against Yannick Sinner and Alexander Zverev. Glad there's nothing like watching live sports. You can watch it on delay and not know what happened, but it's nothing like watching it at 3:30 a.m. So I'll text you my address later on. Why not?
No.
Man, Rami, Winter, they'll come sit with us. We'll watch the game, have a few beers. Or we can go to a bar. Who's open?
No.
I wonder if there's like a group of guys that like Cheetah tonight that are sitting there like, oh man,
no, they watching. They watching.
Going for that reason to watch the tennis match.
See, now that's a good point. Now I'm open to an idea. See, now if you were saying let's go to a strip club to watch the game, and I'm like, I would say no, but it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, strip club, 3:30 in the morning, drink some beer.
Yeah, when there's commercial breaks, you get a little break too.
There's some love. 40-0, 30-0, 15 love.
Where would be?
Love,
oh, there's a lot of love.
40 love.
Mm-hmm. Advantage.
15.
There's the advantage.
$15 love, $30 love, $40 love.
Who's got an advantage here?
Advantage.
The break point.
Champagne, bro.
Break point.
There is a break point when the ATM tells you. When the ATM tells you overdrive. But no, now you have my attention.
Okay, which strip club would be the best place to go watch the men's final of the Australian Open?
Because that sounds weird. You see, you have to say men's final of the. Clearly, if I'm going to be watching the men's, it's going to have to be booby trap. No, booby trap. Well, okay, what?
They're all open.
No. Hold on, I'm smart. What nightclubs are affiliated with the station?
Which strip clubs?
Yes.
We have Cheetah in Pompano.
Cheetahs. They're open till 8, right?
Yeah.
What about the one in Holiday? I think the one in Holiday is open 8.
We're open for business. 305-567-0560. If you're the manager, the owner, or whatever at a strip club, and you want to give us the royal treatment to watch this tennis match tonight, let us know.
And make sure you have a cook.
There's gonna be food. Yeah.
Best strip club. Yo, best food is in the strip club.
So salty.
Late night.
So salty. Yeah. You know why? Get them drinks.
Yeah. But
So, we're open for
I would do that.
That is cool.
I would do that.
I mean, it's a good story. I would love to post. Yeah, I know. I got to get to the day spot. I know. I would post video and picture, but that you don't do that in strip clubs. So no. But I mean, we'll definitely give you some love. You show. Look,
you know what, dog? You don't
you
remember
show
last
us
year?
love.
Remember last year when what was it Women's World Cup?
Yeah, we were supposed to go see the U.S. women's team.
That's
play.
where we should have gone. We should have gone to the strip clubs.
We did talk about it, but then I think you and I had something that we had to do or something like that.
No, that's all right. Next,
oh
no, next World Cup is in the United States too. It ain't gonna be late night. That's where we're gonna go. Whatever next international event
tonight, 3:30. Imagine explaining that one. Where are you going?
To work.
Got stuff to do for work.
What do you mean? I gotta go cover the tennis match.
Yep.
Where are you gonna cover the tennis match?
Just wherever shows it.
At Cheetahs.
Wherever shows it.
Mega Tootsies is somewhere.
Can I come with you? It's work thing. No family friends.
At the booby trap.
So why can't I come with you? It's work thing. You can't mix business and pleasure. Although technically it's exactly what you're doing. Nonetheless, I digress. Let's step into the day spa.
You definitely got to go to a day spa after that.
I don't even remember writing this one. Man. Did I write this one?
You can't even read your own handwriting.
No, I can read it. I'm just trying to see. I thought I had something better than that.
You can't read it.
No, I'll read this one, even though this isn't the one I wanted to go with. Alex Dassey is a 29-year-old woman who has been in a wheelchair her entire life due to a spinal cord issue, but says she does not slow her down when it comes to the sex life. She likes to flaunt her body so much that she started an OnlyFans page. Good for her. Positive.
Wait. Hold on.
29-year-old, wheelchair bound.
All right, fine. Viente nueva. Okay, cool. She's 29 years old.
Active sex life.
But she has no spine. She's paralyzed.
She's got a spine. Yeah, she's been in a wheelchair her whole life, but doesn't slow her down.
Slow her down.
She gets it on. And she likes to show it off.
Can she feel anything?
She's got OnlyFans. Of course. Hopefully.
Is she have you seen her?
No, I can't remember when I wrote this headline because for some reason.
Because I would like to see a picture. She likes flaunting her body.
Oh, that was the one I was supposed to read. Okay. Do you want the alternate?
Yeah, let me get the alternate because I'm trying to figure out how this.
She enjoys. I like that. She has a positive self.
What's her name? Let me see.
Alex Dassey. Alex, and last name Dacy. That almost went a really weird.
Dacy?
Yes, Dacy. 29-year-old woman, wheelchair bound. I like that she likes to flaunt her body, and I like that she has an OnlyFans page, and I don't even have one, man. Are you gonna subscribe? Let me know.
She got beautiful eyes. I will say that. No, she got some really pretty eyes.
Okay. Well, here's the alternate one.
Okay, yeah, give me the alternate.
This one's easy to wrap your head around. A man cannot understand why his wife is upset after he revealed that he's going on his dream trip to an F1 race with his female best friend.
What?
What?
Wait a minute.
What?
Well, wait a minute. First of all,
that's your dream?
No.
Monaco, though.
Here's the thing. Female best friend?
Yep. Dream vacation, F1 race.
That means wifey knows your best friend.
Oh, I would hope so. I just that's a.
I wouldn't. There might have been a better way of presenting it to your wife that my dream vacation, my dream trip is to go on an F1 race with my female best friend.
It sounds like a bad lie. You know how you gotta when you lie, you have to get something that's really detailed and cool.
No, because what if they really do love F1 racing? That's the thing. If a female's your best friend and you're married, so that understand a female best friend that's not your wife and you're married is that your wife is not gonna accept that. She expects her to be everything to you. So your female best friend is going to be her in her mind.
It should be in her mind.
In her mind.
Real quick question, Vlad. Have you ever had a strictly platonic
Yes.
female friends.
Yes.
I have two.
Many of them.
I don't know about many, but I have a few.
No, I've had many of them who just strictly platonic friends. But what's the best about it is because we're friends, her homegirls love me. So then, yeah.
I was always helping them out. Like,
like those platonic friends are like the John Stockton of like
I was always
missions.
I was always the John Stockton. Like I go to some guy that they thought was hot and be like, "Yo, my friend over there." Like,
Yeah. You do the same though, but you do the same. Like
and they kind of look at you like, "What's your angle here?" Like, "Nah, man, that's just my friend." You're like, "You don't like her?" Like, "Nah, man, that's you."
Nah, what's great? You ever go out with them and then like they see that y'all cool, buy each other drinks and everything like that. But then when it's time for you, like you see something you like, and then all of a sudden you start hollering at them. You start hollering at somebody else, and then
they vouch for you. Though.
Yeah, they vouch for you.
They give you that credit.
But then here's the thing about men are so stupid. Like, dude, you've been waiting for me to move away to talk to her. So the minute I do, man, it's like it's like open season on my homegirl.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
The vultures are circling.
The
second you go try to holler at somebody, you come back. There's two guys talking to your girl.
But
buying
I'm like,
drinks
I just
or your
told
friend.
you. But I just told you, fam. She was available, but now you messed up. That's on you.
Go for it.
She was liking you. I was putting in the word, but you didn't want to. You thought I was weird. I ain't no weirdo. I'm trying to dance with a shorty over here. And then that's what it is. But yeah,
we're going to get back to some sports talk, middling and maybe even worse here in South Florida. That's next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
But to learn to walk like Pistol Pete and Pappy Mason.
Old school
Gave
of it
the young
today,
boy
man.
admiration. Prince from Queens and Fritz from Harlem, street legends.
Ooh, man. There was a time in this radio station in South Florida, your calendar was just full of good sports to watch with a lot on the line. Lately, not so much. Now, the Miami Hurricanes did their part. Undefeated for a while. Cam Ward, Heisman Trophy hopeful, looking great. Things kind of fell apart. Still, successful season, I think. I don't care what anybody says. You didn't win the Pop-Tarts Bowl. Boo-hoo. Panthers won the championship. They've been up. When I say up and down this year, they've been mostly up, but they're getting everybody's best game.
They've been postseason 3 years in a row.
I ain't even
Back-to-back
questioning.
Stanley Cup
I'm not going to question
appearances.
Paul Maurice. Man.
Yeah, I'm
He
not
got
questioning
this.
it.
Paul Maurice ain't worried about. I mean, he's worried about tonight, but if you lose to San Jose tonight, whatever. We got this. We're worried about the big game at the end. That's pretty much where it kind of. And Inter Miami though.
That's it.
Inter Miami, they won the Supporter Shield, which if they were playing in the Premier League, which they're not, they would have won the championship because they don't do playoffs.
That season's over. They have an upcoming season about to begin.
They lost in the first round to Atlanta.
And that season's over. The MLS season begins next month, February 18th, I believe.
Yep, it is going to. I've already applied for the game. We'll see how that goes right there.
I need to apply for one too.
I'll send you the email.
Okay.
Posting a headshot, man, it was a mess. Nonetheless, and then we just kind of start middling around from after Inter Miami. You got the Miami Heat, who are a 500 team and have been a 500 team for the past 3 seasons. And this year, the Jimmy Butler saga, who's going to be in, who's going to be out, what's going to happen? The Dolphins,
mid.
Every year, it just seems like they're barely, if they're barely in the playoffs, they're right there at about 500. Okay, the Marlins. Honestly, I'm trying to think of the lineup. Like, who do you get fired up about when it comes to the Marlins this coming season? They were in the playoffs a couple years ago, but
yeah,
like who? Like we traded Vidal Brujan, Xavier Edwards. Yeah, that's it. There you go. I could start naming names. Like, you want to do? Is he a Marlin or not a Marlin?
Don't do that because I'm not gonna know who it is.
There's a lot of young guys. Farm system growing.
Okay.
I wonder if we can call up Dylan Head this year. We know Wusuk Go has been let go. Literally, Wusuk Go. Remember when we went through his stats and he had a 30 ERA after like 20 appearances in Double-A? Like, oh, okay. The Marlins are look this year. I'm sorry, I can't be Mr. Sunshine when it comes to the Marlins. I don't expect them to be very good. And the Hurricanes basketball team. Oh my goodness, man. I've done some of the games and listened to some of the games. I have not watched, although I did watch one game. And it was probably one of their better showings, and they still lost to, I want to say Virginia Tech. Oh no, Clemson, the first ACC game of the year. And what happened to the team, Vlad, is this. College sports now, you can transfer willy-nilly almost. And there's NIL deals, and nobody sticks around, and they lost their head coach. So this year they had all new players except for Nigel Pack.
Mm-hmm.
Nigel Pack is now hurt.
Well, no. No.
Hey, he's hurt. He had a boot on his leg.
Yeah. No, he ain't had no boo-boo. So,
he had a boot on his leg.
He wants to bounce.
He's going to bounce. He don't want to.
He can't play because if he plays another game,
he'll lose eligibility.
So
your best player and your only returning player can't play or won't play.
He doesn't. Well, if he plays, he's not going to be a. And here's the thing with him. I kind of don't blame him.
I mean, why go out there and lose your eligibility for this?
I kind of don't blame him.
This is a team that's getting beat by 30, 40 points. And we're not talking about Duke coming in there and doing it, which Duke did. But we're talking about the Clemsons and SMU.
Dude,
we're not Stanford.
No. They're getting their ass beat.
By Charleston.
Not
Southern. No, Charleston. Drake.
Not Aubrey Graham. Not Aubrey, because Aubrey's been taking the heavy out.
What if Drake and the Hurricanes team played? Who would come out victorious?
With Drake? Drake Aubrey?
No, Aubrey.
Oh.
Because he's getting beat up too.
I'm going to go. I'll take the Canes. I'll take the Canes in the game between.
I really thought genius. I'm getting off the subject because
no.
I really want you to listen to the game tonight at 8:30 right here on 560 WQAM and all the games this season right here on 560. Whatever.
No. It's on
Odyssey app.
HD2 because you'll be listening to the Nets and Heat.
Oh, yeah, let's get into
No,
that
no,
one,
no.
too.
Listen to this. They lost to Mount St. Mary. No, oh my
Yeah.
God, they lost to a lot.
Yeah,
of teams.
they lost to Mount St.
So they
Mary.
won their first 3 games in a row,
Gave me
right?
hope,
They beat
gave me hope.
FDU, Binghamton, and Coppin State. Then they lost to the Aubreys, right?
Drake.
Oklahoma State,
That's understandable.
VCU,
Virginia Commonwealth's good.
Charleston Southern.
Oh, that Charleston only had 2 wins at that time, by the way.
I went to the Arkansas game.
They actually played well in that game.
That was a good game.
Arkansas ended up being terrible this year, but go ahead.
They lost their first ACC game against Clemson.
That was actually one of their better games. I was here for that.
They got beat up bad. Not beat up bad, but they got roughed up. But they got beat up bad by Tennessee.
Well, that's
the number 1 team in the country.
It was
at
in
the
New
time.
York City.
Okay. Yeah, that was
If that means anything, which it doesn't, but go ahead. It wasn't a home game.
They beat Presbyterian.
Yes, you were on that game, Vlad.
And ladies and gentlemen,
guaranteed a victory.
I did. And ladies and gentlemen, December 15th of 2024 is the last time the Miami Hurricanes men's college basketball team won a game. Because after that beatdown of Presbyterian, they lost to Mount St. Mary. Well, they won 94-75. I mean,
for this team.
They lost to Mount St. Mary's, Boston College, Virginia Tech, Florida State, Wake Forest, Duke. Gave up 117 points in a beatdown by SMU, and then followed by that they did better the next game. He just gave up 88 points to Stanford.
And only scored 51.
And then now they play California
tonight. A 10-9 California team looked like world beaters, nonetheless. I actually talked to someone in the know at one point, like right after Jim Larranaga retired. And I was like, they're going to win an ACC game, 1 or 2.
No, they're not.
I mean, they're an ACC team. And they were like, they might not win another game this season. I'm like, oh. No, teams, one night they're going to get hot, right, Vlad? Tonight.
I don't see
you asking my wallet or you asking my mouth?
I'm not at pause. I'm not asking either.
I'm not putting my wallet. Oh, actually, Vlad is putting money on games. But
yeah. Towards the other team.
Vegas comes out with the lines.
Really? That's it? Oh.
15.
Stanford. Easy. Over in Stanford.
How could a team in the ACC be favored by 15? Easy.
Dude, they went to the Elite 8 and Final Four, and NIL just ruined them. Like the NIL, at least in the men's part.
Legendary coach at Christmas was around his family and looked around and said,
I don't need this. Like, I don't need this.
I'm miserable. I'm out. I'm out.
Deuces.
Like, that's probably what went down. He was with his family. His family was like, you don't seem right. You seem just depressed and sad. He probably was like,
Papa.
He probably just was like, you know what?
You're right.
I'm depressed. I'm sickened. I can't take this anymore. And it's the landscape of college basketball too now. Like, I'm not going to say that it's not. I'm not saying, I honestly think if Coach Larranaga wanted to, he could adapt. He just figured, I'm not ready to adapt again. I'm past that point. I don't want to go through that effort. It's just too much. Too much. When he says, when you get calls from guys that say, we got a team that's giving you $1 million. If you can make it 1.1, we'll come to your school. And then he said, you don't even know if they're telling the truth. You could be bidding against yourself. It's a shell game, man. It's nuts.
But okay, so let me ask you this, right? And we're gonna go to break, but I want, but think about this.
I had a really good take that I want to get out.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Let me ask you this: how crazy do you think the NIL deals would have been when
Christian Laettner,
the Shaquille O'Neals, Allen Iverson, who else? Zion
would have made $1 billion.
How crazy would those NIL deals would have been? And is NIL the reason why we're not going to see some of the great college coaches in some of our favorite sports anymore? Because the power has been taken away from them. I want you to answer this question when we come back from break, bro.
I'll let you know. Next. 5-6.
Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text.
Back on Sports Day 560 WQAM with my crew, Vladimir Lewis. I am Dan Day. We're going to get to something or nothing in just a second, but I did want to answer Vlad's question from the last segment. Is it a new age where the power is in the players' hands, especially in the college level, and some of the legendary coaches are going to go by the wayside? Yes, 100%. Players now have all the control with the transferring, with the NIL. And the older coaches, they're just not that they can't adapt. I think they just don't want to. It's just too much effort. You're going to see a new coach that is going to become, I hate to say it, more like a Mike McDaniel. He's going to be their friend before he's their coach. Because
I need some of the old school. You have to have that Mike Tomlin where you're old school, but you're still young enough and cool enough and look like Omar Epps, where people are going to, relate to you. But
and I hate calling kids, these college athletes, they're going to say,
yeah, these young men and young ladies, they're going to say peace. But I'm looking at, what happened to Coach Larinaga and also, what's her name? Coach Myers as well.
Yeah, Coach Myers. She's still an organizational position.
Right. But I just thought maybe she was doing such a great job with the women's team, but the women's team was also spending a lot of money with NIL to keep the.
Yeah, she got a little trouble for that.
Yeah, so that's
facilitating.
For facilitating, and then you see if you watch the pivot with Channing, Fred Taylor, and RC Ryan Clark, and they had a great interview with Nick Saban.
Nick Saban was wilding, bro.
Nick Saban explained he's like he doesn't have a problem with the kids paying money, but getting money, but it's just at a ridiculous. It's not regulated. There's no regulations. It's a wild west. So, and he thinks that's the reason why the game is suffering the way it is. And I'm like, well, if you see Coach Larinaga retiring, you see in college basketball, Coach K maybe might have retired maybe earlier than he wanted to, because he probably saw this happening. You see Coach Saban retiring. I just feel like some of these legendary coaches that we, when we grew up watching the sports, because coaches and them programs, they were in sync. They were very, when you thought of Florida State, you thought of Bobby Bowden, you thought of Florida State.
Bobby Bowden.
You know what I mean?
He could coach in this NIL day.
Oh, yeah. Coach Spurrier. So that's what I'm saying. Some of these guys are really, they would have really, really, really benefited maybe more in this current age. Like Barry Switzer, back in the days, Jimmy would have definitely destroyed the NIL deal.
Absolutely.
Because Jimmy could talk and he can recruit. All these players would have definitely come to the U.
Yeah, the U, man.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting.
It's going to continue to play out, and we're going to be right there for it. Let's do some quick something or nothing. Cowboys elevate offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer to the head coach. Something or nothing.
Yeah, it's something for Jimmy for Jerry to, dictate.
Former Jets coach Robert Saleh, he is back with the 49ers as defensive coordinator. Something or nothing.
Nothing. Might have been. That's what he is.
Hold my place.
Right. He might be just a really good defensive coordinator. He knows the area. He knows the team. They love him. He loves them. It fits. Yeah, it's seamless.
Pete Carroll going to be the new coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. Something or nothing.
Something. I think that the Raiders need a culture change. Pete's going to set forth the culture. He's going to set up a culture that's going to be fun. He knows the NFL. He knows the West Coast. A lot of USC fans out there. I think it's a great. A lot of USC fans are Raider fans, so that there's going to be a lot of in sync with that. I think it's a great hire for the Raiders.
Great. I'm excited. Very excited.
Think about that division now, bro. You got Andy. You got Sean Payton. You got Jim Harbaugh, and you got Pete Carroll.
It's a good division.
All of these guys have been to the Super Bowl.
On paper. Marilyn Manson will not face criminal charges for sexual abuse allegations. Something or nothing.
Something good for him.
It's good for him. Yeah, Evan Rachel Wood did not have a lot of nice things to say. Nonetheless, this one's got me excited. I don't know about you, Vlad. LCD Sound System have announced their spring tour. Something or nothing.
Maybe something to you, nothing to me.
They're coming to Atlanta and New Orleans. I don't know if I'm going to make the trip. I've seen them before. I love LCD Sound System, man. Drunk Girls. Daft Punk is playing at my house. I Can Change. Last 4 escaped monkeys in South Carolina have been captured. Is that something or nothing?
Something good.
We'll see. All those monkeys escaped in South Carolina and running rampant, but they've been catching them periodically. After a couple of months, they finally got the last 4 monkeys. Got to capture your monkey. Joker 2 nominated for 7 Razzies. Something or nothing.
Raji's a bad movie. It's for the bad
Yep,
movies, right?
It's the night before the Oscars for the worst of the worst.
Wow,
It
that's
should
something.
win all 7 of them.
That's something because the first Joker was a
Classic.
success, a cult classic. Everybody loves it, and the second one
It's also a cult classic for the wrong reasons.
for the wrong reasons. Like I've never seen a movie go like a franchise go from. Oh my God!
With the same people back.
With the same people,
It's
right?
not like it's
I've
a total
never seen
revamp.
what happened here.
You remember you said I'll go watch it for free. I said, don't waste your time. Dude, I paid to see that movie. I have never walked out of a movie, but I've never been even around where people have walked out of movies and people have asked me to walk out of movies.
You know what I get?
2 worst movies I've ever seen.
What's that?
Sweeney Todd and Joker 2's right up there, man. Whoo. And where the pigeons go to die. Look that one up. What's the worst movie you've ever seen?
I was just thinking about what's the worst movie.
Just one that comes to mind.
I can't even think of one that comes to mind because if it's that bad, I'll just stop watching.
See, but I mean,
so I'm not even gonna. Either if it's so bad that I don't want to watch, or it's so bad that now it's funny.
Yeah.
So now I'm laughing at it.
There's nothing funny about
I can't think of a movie that was like I mean, I know I've watched a bad movie, but I can't think of one right now, right at the top of the head.
You got another hour. Real quick. Woman wants to install cameras in her son's dorm room at college. Something or nothing.
That's something very weird. What's wrong with you?
You can see some things you don't want to see.
No, but that's with his dorm room.
Yeah.
His own dorm room.
Yeah.
Well, that's just weird.
Try to keep him in line.
A woman or a mom?
His mom.
Nah, that's nasty.
That's
gross. That's crazy.
Mom, you don't want to watch that tape?
Nah.
There's a lot of things you don't want to see on there. I'm just saying.
What? I
was an 18-year-old kid at Celery Dorm in Wisconsin.
I caught myself. I was like, yo, mom, you. Nope.
Last but not least, a woman so tired of her roommate eating her leftovers, she actually poisoned her leftovers, sending her roommate to the hospital.
Yeah, good.
Something or nothing.
That's good. It's like, yo, if I told you stop eating my food and you keep on doing it, and then now you get sick, now I'm gonna know why you sick. What are you gonna say? I ate my roommate's food, and then what they're gonna say? The roommate's gonna say, "Oh, you poisoned me." No, I didn't.
I told you not to eat it.
You ate something of mine.
I told you not to eat.
Not to eat.
If you tell me, look, this is not apple juice, don't drink it, and I drink it, and I get sick, that's on me. Back after this.
Call 1-800-7473.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Jimmy Butler says, anytime, anywhere, I'll play anywhere but Miami. Oh, no, not Memphis. Oh, no, not New Orleans. Oh, no. Come on, Jimmy. Putting it out there. Man. Like I said, I'm a fan, and I wanted to be a fan about the whole situation. And I ignored history, Vlad, and said, no, it's not going to happen here. This is the perfect fit. He was just always a square peg in a round hole. And then now, finally, Heat culture. He likes the culture. The culture likes him. It's not going to end nasty. No, baby. We cool. Right? No.
Ain't no
It's going to be interesting, though, when because it doesn't look like a trade is imminent. It looks very interesting when they come home. What's going to happen with this whole Jimmy Butler situation? I can't wait. To be honest, Vlad, I can't wait to see how this plays out, man, because neither man will bend their knee and say, you know what, let's just do what's best for the team. And if you notice that, not a person. No. It's never about the team, by the way. What's best for this team is not ever.
Pat's got to do what's best for his team. Jimmy's got to do what's best for Jimmy.
What if the best thing for the team is to get Jimmy Butler back and happy and paid? What if that's the best thing for the team? Because honestly, that is probably the best thing for the team if you can get Jimmy back and get Jimmy happy. Because what can you get on your return? What return on investment can you get on him? I don't know. So what's best for the team, Pat Riley, is pay Jimmy and get him back. You also have to ensure that he'll be happy, which there is no guarantee on that, and stay healthy and not take days off. Because let's be honest, Jimmy takes days off sometimes. Don't want to get into that too much, but yeah, he does. Sorry. Tyler Hero with the groin pull the other day. Talk about that one too, Vlad. And of course, Vlad and I are privy to a lot of craziness. You don't always talk about it on the radio because it's just not the time and the place. But if you catch us out, let's say Thursday at a Duffy's, Sabrina's serving up the 2-for-1 drinks. You buy us a 2-for-1. I don't know. We'll spitball with you a little bit, But yeah,
absolutely.
And like maybe the strip club coming through. Is there anybody on text line 305-567-0560, a manager of a strip club or strip club in general, wants us to come out and watch this finals of the Australian Open? We'll hang out, talk about some things. But yeah, interesting night tonight. We were talking about an interesting night tonight for sports because there is no NFL. And in the next segment, we're going to get our picks and we're going to kind of try to break down this AFC and NFC championship game, Super Bowl, the whole 9 yards.
Damn, this is the last hour.
This is the last hour, man. It's flown by.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to stick around for another hour?
You know what? I would. But, they got to get ready for the Heat thing.
Oh,
I thought they were going to give us 45 minutes.
Why not give us the extra 45?
Like, I was ready to do that.
I think we could still do it.
I don't know.
Though. We promised whoever, Carl Dukes or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not even into that. I'm like, I'm doing what I'm doing. Like I'm scheduled to work this amount of hours. I'm getting paid for this. You're not getting any extra money out of me. But I miss you guys.
I know, man. I don't want to go to Whole Foods in North Miami, man. God.
Do you hate it when your significant other, your wifey, your girl at the last second just calls you and tells you to pick up something like you had no plans or intention of going to get or even wanted to be around, and then now I have to get to that certain place, and at this time on this day the type of people, the type of interactions, the type of traffic. Does that piss you off?
My favorite too. So what are you doing today again? Oh no, I'm watching TV, Netflix, and chill. Oh, okay. Okay. I get to pay for dinner though tonight, right? Me, I want to pay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Get another $20 drink. You're good. Good.
Damn.
Vlad, we have another field trip that's coming up. We should have done it today, but we got caught up. You and I, someone's freaking me out. My shirt was actually freaking me out. You and I have a field trip coming up. Of course, we talk about the Marlins field trips that we're going to be taking, and Vlad has already thrown it out there that he is going to get wasted at all the games this year.
Wasted.
I think last year we met at like 10 a.m. to go to a noon game because, he wanted to beat traffic. Let's just put it that way.
Wasted.
But we got another trip. I am really, really high on this place called Rosa Sky in Brickell.
Yes.
It's a rooftop bar. You say rooftop bar in Brickell? Dan, get this. I went there the other day for happy hour.
Was it happy?
I thought it was a joke. I went up there, $5 draft 16-ounce IPAs, $10 craft mixed drinks, $10 appetizers, 4:30 to 7 Tuesday through Saturday, including Saturdays. And I told you that, and you go, "What are you doing tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, hold on. But we have to, one of these days, we're going to get off at 4 o'clock. We're going to let everybody know so they can come and meet us. We'll go out to Brickell, $5 IPAs, baby.
I'm down.
And maybe some appetizers. They got vegan spinach and artichoke dip.
Let's go next Saturday.
Okay.
I'm off.
Am I off?
Yes, you. Well, you
Okay.
only work early in the morning.
You're my assistant, so you have to let me know.
No,
these things.
you're off early in the morning after Heat Weekly.
Oh, crap. What am I going to do with those couple of hours?
I don't know. It's a long time, but we should be there.
Let's do next show where we get off at 4 o'clock so we can talk about it. We can get everybody out there. We can get it going.
That doesn't happen until next Sunday.
Next Sunday, no happy hour on Sunday.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go next Saturday.
Next
right
Saturday.
before the Notre Dame Canes game.
We'll figure it out. But we're going to definitely go.
Check out social media.
I'm bringing a couple 20s with me, and Vlad, we're just going to have $5
Enjoy life.
IPAs until those 20s run out. And then maybe order some food. The food's great, too. So Rosa Sky, once again, if you're a manager or a bartender or a server, let us know.
Rosa Sky sounds like a great strip club name or a wrestler.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's both. It probably is both somewhere in this world. But in this case, it's Brickell Rooftop Bar. I don't know where I was going with that. Maybe Jimmy Butler will be there. I'm trying to tie it all in with Jimmy Butler and the whole nine. Jimmy was out clubbing last night, apparently. Vlad showed me the video. Oh, yeah. Let's do this, man. I'm never going to do it unless let me get on this Instagram. I'll make sure my Instagram don't show because, I like what I like on Instagram. Yeah, have you ever noticed that? Like now on Instagram, like I can't open it in front of like people anymore because I've got too many friends. Okay, let's see.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah, it is a bad thing, Vlad. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so Jimmy's standing there. Somebody's hugging Jimmy right now. It looks like he's having words with someone. I don't see who he's having words with. Okay. So it looks like a medium stock guy. And now this woman in a hood, they're at a rooftop bar. Dude, she's dressed. Whoa. I can't tell what the ethnicity of the woman. At first, I thought it was an old Haitian woman. I'm starting to scale back that maybe
it wasn't. I was like, no, it wasn't an old Haitian woman. It was.
You can't tell because she's got a hood. And she's got like all this gear. They're at an outside bar. Apparently.
Well, it was cold outside.
Well, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's not. I mean, Big Lynn, she's going through like 7-degree weather and 10 inches of snow in New Orleans. But we're sitting here. It's pretty cold, man. It was down like the 40s last night. I had to wear my jacket.
Listen,
you got a heavy jacket? No, I don't have a heavy jacket.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I live in South Florida.
It got so cold last night.
No, don't do it.
I did it.
Believe you.
I cracked open. Yep. Put the heater on.
I can't believe you.
Yeah.
Can't believe we don't even have a heater. I literally don't have a heater.
Well, I mean, that's unfortunate for you, but it was nah.
I got ways to stay warm.
It was cold, bro. I can't be walking into my house with a hoodie on. And I love hoodies, but I'm not walking around my house with a hoodie on.
The restaurant asked us last night. You want to sit inside or outside?
Duh.
Of course I want to sit outside.
Did they have the heaters?
Do I get a 50% discount?
Did they have the heaters on?
No.
At the restaurants?
No. What George's over in my neighborhood, Miami Beach.
Yeah,
great place, man.
It got cold, bro. It got brick.
It was cool. It was cool.
If it's 41, 39 degrees, it's brick. That's too cold.
Cool. Let's do some headlines real quick. Of course, we're going to talk about the AFC and NFC championship game next, give you our picks. So we'll talk about that next. The Panthers, they are in San Jose to play the Sharks tonight at 10. The Sharks have lost 5 in a row. So Panthers, don't let us down. Get this win. Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver has completed his interviews. He is a finalist for the Saints open head coaching position. Weaver did have a top 5 defense in Miami last season. I'm cool with Anthony Weaver. I'd like to see him be our head coach, get that compensatory pick too. I liked Anthony Rizzi. It's just I didn't think he was going to make it as an interim to a head coach with the New Orleans Saints. Canes football team, they're going to open ACC play next season, October 4th, following a bye against rival Florida State. Of course, they open the season against national runner-up Notre Dame Sunday, August 31st, 7:30. So
we there, boy. We're there.
We're there.
Labor Day weekend.
Sunday night, 7:30.
Sunday night, 7:30.
I'm sitting in and out. Carol, warm up the tailgate.
We might be on.
Warm up the tailgate.
We may be on before the pregame.
Yeah, because the pregame would start 4 hours.
3:30.
Yeah, we go.
So we might be on from 12 to 3:30.
And we can go tailgate with Carol and Dolphin Dave. We got a tailgate spot.
And we'll go tailgate with
everybody, really.
And I got my peoples.
Oh, you got some peeps?
Big Mike. You saw Big
I
Mike?
Big Mike?
Yeah, Big Mike's going to be out there.
Big Mike, warm it up.
Paulie the white guy is gonna be out there.
I know I can relate.
Oh, you love Paulie the white guy.
I can relate.
560. If you're a listener of 560 WQAM over 30 years, you've heard of Paulie the white guy.
Excellent.
If you're a fan of Paul and Young Ron, you've heard of Paulie the white guy.
Ooh, Man City beat Chelsea today.
Did they?
Yeah.
Man City might not make the Champions League, bro.
Chelsea was doing good for a while too, man. That's my team.
But yeah, check us out August 31st, 7:30. It's gonna be happening. Shout out to my band, Trevor, Canadian Trevor, not Philly Trevor.
What's been going on with Canadians that I've been dealing with lately? I don't know. Why would I be dealing with Canadians? I don't know. Oh no, I have some friends that are Canadian, and I sent them to Bimini Bay Bar over by the airport the other day. And they loved it.
Of course they
loved it. What's not to love about Bimini Bay Bar? If you haven't been, you don't know. Just go find out. Don't look it up. Just go. Just go. I didn't know when I went to Bimini Bay Bar the first time. I just walked in. Had no clue what I was stepping into. But man, did I like it. Bimini Bay Bar. Once again, don't Google. Just go. Don't Google. Just go. But I'd make another vacation north instead of south to Bimini Bay Bar. Imagine drinking a beer at Bimini Bay Bar at like 3 p.m. You got to start questioning your life. Like, well, how did I get here, man?
Why would I question my life?
That's a weird place to be at 3:30 in the afternoon.
But it's never a wrong time to drink beer.
That is true. And never a wrong time to go to Bimini Bay Bar, I guess. They loved it. And they're old. When I say they're older, they're not teens or 20s. They're like, in their 50s, late 50s. Because they're like, we want to go to a dive bar. We're picking up a friend from the airport. I go, Bimini Bay Bar. Text me. Got here. It's a riot. I love it. I said,
there you go.
Canadians can drink too, man.
Oh, man.
It's that cold weather, man.
Molson beer, baby.
Molson ice. Canes basketball team, you're going to need some Molson ice tonight. They're in Berkeley to face Cal tonight at 8:30. If you are listening on the Odyssey app and you've made the road trip to watch the Canes play Berkeley and you're not a parent and you're not affiliated with the school, you're just a fan, I give you all the props in the world.
Well, wait a minute. If you went for the football game,
it's not the worst road trip.
They went to Cal for the football
Yep.
team. The great comeback, Michael Irvin.
Mhm.
So go show love again in
Berkeley again.
In Berkeley
But
again.
if you're making road trips, and once again, not the worst road trip in the world. Now, if you go to like College Station, Texas, or Ames, Iowa, to go see this Canes basketball team, then I'd start being like, that's crazy. You're a true fan. True. Reports.
They stink.
Speaking of it,
I'm
true
sorry,
fan.
they stink right now.
I mean, I'm trying to, like, somebody on the text line 305-567-0560 said that I could put a positive spin on everything. I'm trying, man. Maybe we get hot tonight. I keep believing we're going to get hot one night. We're going to get that first ACC win in almost 2 years.
They're going to get hot.
It's been a year and a half since we've won an ACC.
They're going to have a radiator on?
Ah, man, maybe.
They're going to put the heater on?
You did, so maybe they will.
By the way, Dr. T met text and he said that when you turn on the heat, the heat always smells the first time when you turn it on for the year. It did, bro. It did. It gave me New York City flashbacks.
I was gonna say those smells bring back.
Yeah,
memories.
like the radiator. Like when the radio would be on and like it was dripping brown water. It was nasty business. But man, the house was hot.
Vlad, you'll understand this one. It brings me back every time I walk from Jensen's liquor store to here. I'll pass an old Creole person's house, front door open, and they're cooking. There's that smell, man, that brings me back to my grandma, bro. I don't even know what the smell is.
Well, that's a good smell.
It's a good smell.
The smell I'm talking about is a nasty smell.
Oh, yeah.
It smells like burnt.
Yeah, I know that nasty smell, but it brings you back to like school and when it was cold and
it smells like burnt ass.
Yeah, it's burnt.
Nasty.
It's burnt. It's nastiness. And you can feel it and smell it. It's just, oh man.
Yeah, you can feel it. So like you don't want it to seep into your pores.
That's true. It's true stuff. Jimmy Butler said he'll go to play for anybody but Miami
and Memphis.
He also meant Memphis because Memphis actually apparently made it.
Maybe he doesn't want to play with a team that starts with M.
Yeah, so Minnesota, you're out.
Minnesota, you're out.
I'm trying to think if there's any other great teams.
Miami's out. Memphis is out. I think that's it.
Minnesota.
That's it, right?
There you go.
Any other big cities?
Sorry.
But that starts with an M. No, I think that's it. We good.
So he's good. Good. Marlins, they're one of 5 Major League Baseball teams that have yet to spend a penny on a free agent this
I was
offseason.
trying to look for the other teams that did spend penny.
One is Tampa Bay.
I think the other might be St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
San Diego.
Probably because they have no money. Man.
But then they sign Arias back.
Arias?
Arias back.
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it.
Okay.
I haven't been deep into the San Diego Padres as much as I usually am in the offseason. What do you? The Padres
Because I
beat?
almost when you said, I'm like, oh man, you're a Padre. I'm like, you're not even a damn Padre fan.
I mean, I like the
for
team.
You, for you to say, yeah, I'm not up onto the Padres like I usually am. When have you ever been on?
I'm a
on the
beat
Padres?
writer for the Padres, based in Miami. Like,
Whatever.
I'm big into this. Man.
Whatever, Friar Dan.
Yeah, I've been to a game though. I've been to the Padres game. So there you go.
That's a great joke, by the way. Nobody got that.
There you go.
Friar Dan.
Friar Dan, yeah. Oh man. Happy belated birthday to El Pistolero, Luis Suarez. He turned 38 yesterday. Inter Miami, there in Peru.
He's 38?
He's 38.
Damn, I'm older than him by almost a decade.
Dang. But I'd still like to hang out with him. I don't know what we talk about, but we'd hang out. You got that one too, right?
Football. You're talking football.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Warm up that phone. Dolphins hired Robert Prince as their receivers coach. He held the same position with the Cowboys the past 3 seasons because remember, as you say, Vlad, when it comes to Wes Welker and the Dolphins coaching staff,
Streets needed a body.
Streets needed a body. So why not offer up beloved Wes Welker for the second time? You kicked him out of the facility. Went well the first time. See how it goes the second time. Good job, Dolphins. We appreciate you. Speaking of the Dolphins, Chop Robinson has been named a finalist for the AP Defensive Rookie of the Year. He had 6 sacks, second leading rookie rusher with sacks. And kudos to American Madison Keys. She has won her first major, defeating Ariana Sabalenka at the Australian Open. The men's final tonight, 3:30 against Yannick Sinner, top seed, and Alexander Zverev, second seed. Who are you cheering for, Vlad? I'm going for Alexander Zverev. He's German.
I like Sinner.
You like Sinner?
I'm a sinner.
He's been good.
I'm a sinner, so I like Sinner.
I'll have to stay up to 3:30 to watch that. Go to Cheetah. Yeah, see you there.
Yeah, Cheetah's good.
With that being said, let's not Cheetah anymore. Let's run to the day spa. A South African woman decided after having a long-standing affair with her church pastor that she would announce to the entire congregation her sin.
Look at that segue. You see that segue I just set you up with?
I know, beautiful, man. She's a sinner.
Look, she's an absolute sinner. She's an absolute sinner who went to the center
to announce her sins.
To announce her sins. First of all, did she talk to the? By the way, if you can't dry snitch. Well, you're not dry snitching. You're church snitching, but you can't church snitch without letting the pastor know you're about to church.
No.
You can't do that.
Backdoor him.
Nah, you can't do that. You can't
backdooring you for years.
Oh, literally and figuratively, but still, this is an offering this is the offering you can't pass up.
If you're the pastor, you tell, look, if you just don't want to come to church on Sundays anymore, there's other ways.
What do you mean?
She doesn't go back. Church is for sinners, though, not saints.
But think about it. Is he married?
Yes, they both had an affair.
Well, she might have.
They're both having an affair.
Oh, they both having an affair?
Yeah.
So why would she do that? They see, look, man, if you married and I'm married, we can't.
God knows.
God already
told everybody.
It was God's plan.
Speaking of that, great segue. I want to talk about that next. It'll all make sense here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Got with you.
Talk to me, man.
Oh, man, Vlad, I have this Super Bowl take that I want to get off my chest so bad, but not right now. Not the time. We have some not Jimmy Butler news. It's another diva in town. Tyreek Hill. He's running his mouth. Talk to him, man. Talking. Vlad, give us a little update on what Tyreek Hill and his lips recently flapped about. I'm sick of it, man.
No. I'm gonna read a text that had me laughing like that. That's where I was laughing.
I'm upset, but yeah, that's not good news.
Here we go.
Or maybe
so this is from Dolphins Wire.
All
This
right.
was sent to me by Yahoo Sports. This was written by Adam Stites. Adam Stites or Stites? Stites. Okay, Adam Stites.
Good friend of mine.
Okay. Tyreek Hill isn't feeling contrite a few weeks removed from his eyebrow-raising comments after the Miami Dolphins lost in Week 18. The 8-time Pro Bowler actually feels he was pretty justified in telling reporters that he was opening the door to leave the team following its 8-9 finish. What y'all heard at the end of the season is frustration, bruh, Hill said on a recent Twitch stream. I've been winning my whole life. Yeah, I don't understand. I bust my ass every day. So I deserve to feel like that. I deserve to have some sort of opinion. Y'all just want me to say, oh, well, get him next year? Nah, F that. Hill said that he had to put pressure on the Dolphins to fix things, and the team needs to add some dogs. In the time since his post-game comments, the situation has been smoothed over. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel told reporters that he was able to clear the air with Hill and embrace accountability in their meeting. According to Hill's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, the receiver is committed to the Dolphins football team. But it remains to be seen if Miami's willing to live with Hill's decision to quit on the team in the regular season finale. A trade isn't out of the question, and one NFL executive even thinks the Dolphins will be willing to send Hill to a division rival to be done with the drama. Hill, who turns 31 in March, finished the 2024 season with 81 receptions for 959 yards and 6 touchdowns. It was his first season below 1,000 yards since 2019 when he missed 4 games due to a shoulder injury.
3 things with that statement with me. Number 1, it's a kick in the ass to the Miami Dolphins. And you know what? Maybe it's not the worst thing. We say it all the time. They don't have enough dogs. They can't win in cold weather. Now you're hearing it from Tyreek Hill that, yeah, we need some changes to be done here. Enough is enough. I commend him for that.
You see, this is...
I commend him for that. Number 2, I work my ass off every day. From the guy that also said, I'm not getting enough reps in practice with Tua. So he kind of, where you at on that one, Tyreek? Number 3, if it's going to be drama like what we have with Jimmy Butler, trade him now. I do not want to go through this another time with another player here in South Florida. If he is going to be like Jimmy and dog it and fuss and feud, and you know he can't stop running his mouth, trade him now. That's all I got.
I've been saying this.
You have?
For a long time. I told you this was going to happen, right? I told around March and April. I said, look, you guys going to have your 2 biggest stars. Well, your 3 biggest stars with contract situations, which was Tua, Tyreek, and Jimmy. Tua was going to have to be taken care of because that's just the state of affairs in the NFL. You got to take care of your quarterback, especially if you think he's your franchise leading quarterback. But now you're also going to have to take care of Tyreek, who, as unbelievable as he's been for those 2 seasons, putting up unbelievable numbers, you know there's going to be a chance that the antics are going to start taking place, and it's going to outweigh the performance on the field. Same thing with Jimmy. 3 Eastern Conference Finals, 2 NBA Finals, playoffs, all of that. Playoff Jimmy. Unbelievable. But sooner or later, his antics are going to surpass the success on the court. But you're going to have to come to a decision where you're going to have to look at the fan base who loves their players and are going to side most of the time with the players. You're going to have to show them a reason why you're getting rid of this player or this player is no longer an asset on your team. Miami Dolphins finished 8-9. And unfortunately, with their 8-9, I said, if you really think about it, they could afford to have a crappy season because those contracts, all those extensions they signed in 2024 don't kick in until this season, 2025. But you gave Tyreek that contract, and it's been nothing but
Headaches.
since.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead.
is he wrong in also saying that Miami needs to add some dogs, and
Yeah.
that was his way of maybe
Putting a
letting them
fire under
know,
their
putting
butt?
a fire under their butt? I'm not gonna lie to you.
They do.
He's gonna have the fan base that also agree that this is the general manager and the head coach are accountable for a lot of the problems here, and they're not in charge, or they're not taking control of matters. If that was his way of lighting a fire on their ass, then okay, cool. But was there a better way? Because the thing about it is, quitting on your team is quitting. Like both Tyreek and Jimmy, if the fans' eyes, have quit on their team.
Yes.
And that's hard.
And there's hard evidence that
And there's hard evidence that you did that. I mean, when Jalen Waddle during a TV timeout, that Fox didn't even know what they were doing. Fox was just showing the camera scamming, and he just so happened to catch Waddle like, yo, Cheetah, you gone? Like, you done? Like, yeah. And then when you see everything afterwards, and you already know that there is a narrative about you, that when things start getting to an expiration, you start souring, things get bad, and it usually ends nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to let a lot of the stuff slide, get by. But the more things you let get by, the more things start adding up.
Yeah.
And it's added up to the point right now where now what do you do with Tyreek? Do you go into this season with everybody on notice? Do you want to go in a season with a disgruntled wide receiver, your disgruntled star wide receiver, who's already been paid already? So he got paid.
He's gonna get his money.
He got his money already. So he just wants to win, and he can actually tell you he's a winner.
And Tyreek, I'll tell you this: Tyreek Hill, whether he quit, whether he did this, he's a competitor. He wants to win. I never doubt that 1 second.
Right, and he can tell you that because he's the only one that has a Super Bowl title on that ring.
He's been in an organization that knows how to win playoff games.
Right. So remember when you said earlier during the show, is Tyreek upset that the Chiefs have been winning without him?
Hell yeah.
Fam,
yeah. I would be.
Let me tell you this.
If I left this show and it went up in ratings, I'd be upset. I ain't gonna lie.
If I left the show and you for 3 years in a row, you and whoever has been still killing it.
Yeah.
And even though I thought, oh, you're killing it, but the show may not be the same. I might have lost the luster that I provided.
It wasn't as good. It's not as good, but it still does well.
It's still winning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be upset because guess what? I'm gonna be like, damn, I could have just stayed.
Yeah. I'd be upset. I'd like to say that I wouldn't, and I like to say I'm the bigger person.
No, I'm human. I got an ego.
Yeah.
I got an ego. I'm gonna be sorry. I'm gonna be quietly hating.
Another thing I try to see on the player's side is this. People are like, well, why does Tyreek Hill need to get paid if other people are getting paid? That's also human nature. Why does Jimmy Butler? You look around in your office and you see
facts.
And you see somebody that is as good as you are, maybe in your same category, get a pay raise, but you don't get a pay raise. So they're making now, let's just say $10 more an hour than you. You're like, well, I'm easily, maybe even better than them, but easily as good as they are. Why are they getting a raise? So what do? Do you sit there quietly and just go, well, maybe one day they'll take care of me?
No, you start inquiring about, before you go to the boss, you start inquiring.
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row so that when you go present your case to the powers that be, they know that, okay, this, you have a valid case. You have a valid case for why you want to raise.
And when you're inquiring, you're probably mouthing off a little bit like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Like, you do it too. So you're sitting there like, why do these players say like that? Like, they're humans.
Like, okay.
So then you go to your boss.
Take away the amount of money that these people make.
That's not
that doesn't matter. It's the principality, Smokey. It's the principality, Smokey.
I'm not going to say this. $1 million should change that. No.
It's the principle.
It's the principle, yeah.
If the principle and what the market, if the market states that you're the number one receiver, you make the numbers, and this is what you should be making, there is no problem if Dan Day says, well, the market says that the top quarterback or the top radio host does this. This is what I should be getting. Especially after so-and-so who's done least than I've done, or who just came into the situation, is not a fabric of this culture or fabric of this organization.
That's a logical ask. That is a logical ask.
Absolutely.
And I don't care. Well, I wish I could turn down minutes. Not, once again, take that out of the equation. It's just what you get paid. But it's logical. You go to your boss and say, hey, let's just make this right. But if you don't want to make it right, you're going to force me to do some things that I don't particularly want to do right now. So let's just make this right. And then it's on the boss. And what do you do if the boss tells you, nah, you'll stay at the same rate?
Then that means now you either make us think about it or you start looking to other ventures outside,
So-
other organizations outside.
When you put it in terms of more, I guess you would say layman's terms, what Jimmy and I'm not excusing their behavior, but what Jimmy and Tyreek are doing is relatable. To me, it's relatable. Now, the details of the millions and billions of dollars and stuff like that, okay, that's not. But they are seeing that they feel they're valued at this. They're seeing other people get paid at this. And they just want to get what they believe they're worth.
But no, they're different in this simple fact. Tyreek got paid.
Tyreek is going to get paid.
No,
Tyreek.
no, it's going to get. That's right, because it was an extension.
Right.
So he's going to get paid. So he signed his deal. It's not about the money.
No.
It's not about the money. But there are ways of going about business, especially for him when it's not about the money. It was his play, his performance, and something that he may have to start understanding, and maybe the teams aren't understanding, the fan base understanding that maybe he's not the same cheater anymore.
Yeah, that's my other thing too. Maybe this isn't the same Jimmy anymore either.
And that's what's
scary.
That's when you look at management, and that's what management's looking. And if they're saying that, now you have two egos. That's when now you got the battle of the egos.
Vlad, before we go to break, I want you to finish this one for me. What's the Bill Belichick motto?
Oh, I'd rather get rid of them a year early than hold on to them for a year late.
Tyreek Hill, Jimmy Butler.
I mean, when you see the rumor that they'll trade him to the Patriots. I mean, that's the other thing when you know. I always say if a team trades you to their rival, they must know that you're done so.
Yeah. Except for Saquon Barkley.
Well, he didn't trade. He was free agent. But I always thought when Andy Reid traded Donovan McNabb to the Commanders, I was like, why would you trade him to your rival? Oh, you must think he's done so. He's wash.
Tread lightly, guys. Tread lightly. Gonna close up the show next here on Sports 856 WQAM.
Football coverage on WQAM is sponsored by T-Mobile. Head to T-Mobile.com and get a great deal on iPhone 16 Pro.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
Hey, it's Solana, and the big game, it's here. Tackle game-winning deals during the handoff drive-off event at Hollywood Kia. Shop and save on their huge inventory. Remember, the price you see is the price you pay. Get $1,000 lease bonus cash toward your new Kia, plus they're going to double your down payment up to $3,000. If you're looking to upgrade, get an additional $2,000 for your trade-in. You don't want to fumble these savings. Score your dream ride today. We want to see you in a Hollywood Kia, and shop online at hollywoodkia.com.
After a storm, the last thing you need is to be taken advantage of. Scammers prey on vulnerable homeowners by promising quick fixes, but are never seen again once they've taken your money. Before you hire anyone for storm-related repairs, protect yourself by searching for a licensed contractor through the Disaster Contractors Network at rebuildrightfl.com. Help strengthen our communities and rebuild right. This message is brought to you by the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation and the Florida Association of Broadcasters.
Spring is here, and so is the Yamaha Spring Splash sales event at Jet Ski of Miami. Buying a Yamaha has never been better. For a limited time, enjoy 5.99% APR for 36 months and get 2 years of genuine Yamaha coverage absolutely free. The 2025 Yamaha Wave Runners are here and ready to make waves. Don't miss your chance to ride into spring in style. Visit Jet Ski of Miami, your Yamaha Marine Superstore for over 60 years. Head to jetskiofmiami.com today.
Hey guys, this is Kenny Sager from Austin Burke. You know, I've been out for the holidays with my family. I want to spend time with my grandkids. I'm old. I'm ready to go. I want to hang up my bleach while I'm a champion. You guys were the greatest supporters and customers. End of an era, Austin Burke. And I'm going out where I'm hitting. It's not that my sales are bad. My sales are great. But this is the biggest going out of business sale that you'll ever see in Miami. An ultimate liquidation event. The final massive clearance. Everything must go. Underpriced, under cost. I mean, you're going to buy tides that are $100 for $19. Everything. I got great inventory. Single-breasted, unconstructed, whatever you need, because I'm giving it back to you guys. I don't want to dump it. I'd rather give it up to you. Yes, we sold the building. Yes, it's time for retirement. Go out as champion of the world. Austin Burke. Great fit, costs less, now more than ever. 2601 Northwest 6th Avenue in the heart of Wynwood.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MOTOR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MOTOR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MOTOR.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Juju, you know what our daddy does? No. Our daddy is an accident attorney. Attorney? Yes, Juju. Our daddy helps people who get hurt in car accidents. Okay. I love our daddy. He's so nice and sweet, and he helps people. Our daddy's like a real-life superhero. Wow.
Hi, I'm Victor Demesman. If you or someone you love have been in a car accident, please call us now at 866-954-MORE. That's 866-954-6673. Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com. Main office, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, so that's with bacon, cheese, lettuce, tomato, grilled onions, ketchup, and hold the pickles.
You know what you like. You wouldn't order your burger just any way. Why should your sports talk be any different? With chapters on the free Odyssey app, you can choose the topics that matter to you most. Whether it's reactions, matchup previews, injury updates, or team news, quickly find what you really care about. Your football talk, your way. Download the free Odyssey app and start listening today.
We've made it easy to listen to WQAM. Just download the free Odyssey app to listen to all of our shows live or on demand. Plus, there's the cool rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed anytime. Get it now and make WQAM your favorite station.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
You hear that, Jimmy Butler? You hear that, Tyreek Hill? Yesterday's price is not today's price. Keep that in mind. He's getting ready to play against Brooklyn. Vlad's home. Not his hometown team, because the Knicks are his heart.
Absolutely.
Could be an interesting game tonight, man. I have no idea what to expect in the Heat game.
I think they're retiring Vince Carter's jersey.
They are retiring Vince Carter's jersey at halftime, so kudos to him. I love Vince Carter. Half man,
you know what
half
usually
amazing.
happens in those type of things, right?
They come out just absolute garbage basketball in the third quarter.
Exactly. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna have like a 15-point lead. Wait 40 minutes for the halftime ceremony,
Mhm.
and then start the third quarter, turning out the Heat third quarter.
I really
'cause
had
they start playing like crap, and then that's it.
I really had all the hope in the world that we'd win against Milwaukee because Milwaukee was literally getting off a plane and playing
Fam,
basketball, and it did start that way.
I was so I'm disappointed. Thank God. First of all, I wasn't disappointed because I took any action in the game. I didn't. But I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, dude,
There's no way
you can't
they're
lose
just
this
routine,
game.
Their routine is totally.
I don't
thrown
care
off.
if they say you only beat Milwaukee because they just. I'm like, okay, with the state of affairs of the Heat right now, take a win any way you can.
No matter what, any team take the win you can. I mean, like, again, and equating it to my days of playing basketball or just anything, there was nothing that threw you off more when you got delayed or your routine got messed up. Like, it really threw you off as a player. And it's a rhythm sport, at least in my opinion. Basketball is very much of a rhythm sport. That's why you see guys or girls get hot and start making a lot of shots. I was like, there's no way they're getting off this plane after they've been sitting in a hotel, after they haven't been practicing, after they've been sitting on a tarmac, after they've been on a plane. They literally get off the plane and go play a basketball game. I was like, they're going to start so slow. And they did. And then, it got ugly. It got ugly fast. Couple that with Portland, where we missed 17 threes in a row the other night and lost to Portland. And the whole Jimmy Butler situation. Turning around in Brooklyn tonight, guys.
You can't lose to the Nets. You lose to the Nets.
Nets are not a good team.
They're not a good team. Okay, they're not.
We don't know what our team is right now.
You lose to the Nets. That's 3 bad losses in a row.
I'm going through some things. And then we get Jimmy back, though.
Or do you?
Maybe not. He's not going to Memphis, he said. Anywhere but Miami and Memphis and New Orleans and Minnesota.
Well, dude.
And actually, I just want to go to Phoenix. Just let me go to Phoenix.
Dude, Monday morning when the Joe Rose show starts, is Jimmy Butler going to still be a Miami Heat?
Yes.
Okay.
Telling you that now.
After that, when the Tobin Leroy show starts, will Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, he'll make it to Monday.
And after Hawk and Crowder, he'll be there.
I don't know what's going to happen that night.
So are you telling me, because I am going to the games Monday night versus the Magic, you're telling me when I see Pablo Banchero and Franz Wagner and Cole Anthony, KCP, and them boys, I'm going to see them guys go against the Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler?
Yes, sir, you will.
He'll be in uniform.
He will be in uniform.
He'll be in the starting lineup. Because that's the other thing.
I mean, the league can't force you to start him.
You can't force them to start him, but they're not putting a $49 million man on the bench.
And I mean, not that you're getting a lot of production out of him now, but how much production are you get out of him if you make him like
and how can you look at the rest of the players and like
you can do all these, him, yeah.
He's doing all these antics, all these tactics, and then you still start him. It's like
mid-second quarter. He'll make an entrance in the mid-second quarter and play for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then whoop, you won't see him again. And then that's going to be that's just
it's going to be an interesting
real quick.
day.
We got to do our picks for these games tomorrow. I do like the NBA since there's no NFL today. It's just playing all day.
It's going to be a Super Bowl rematch.
Super Bowl rematch. So you've got the Bills.
Bills against the Commanders.
Yeah, that's a Super Bowl rematch.
Well, no, it's not. The rematch would be Bills versus Washington.
I know.
No, I got Eagles, Chiefs with the
Yep. Man, I really want to disagree with you, but I've been saying since the middle of the season the Eagles are going to win the NFC, so I'm sticking with that. And the Bills, this is our year. We say that every year until someone.
I'm never going against 15.
If it were Joe Burrow, Joe Burrow, maybe.
Even with that, I'm still going with 15.
I just can't with that defense and that coach and that offense and Taylor Swift in the crowd. I don't know if that makes a difference, but
and Spags and that defensive coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, is going to have a great plan.
I'll say this: Eagles, Kansas City.
Well, we'll talk about it.
We'll
talk about it
too far
right before.
Too far out.
But we'll give you that. We just gave you the winners.
We're going to be around, Vlad. We're going to be around next weekend.
Take the overs on both games.
Okay, there you go. Hit us up at Dan Day Radio at Vlad 2078. I am going to Whole Foods in Northeast Miami. Where are you going, Vlad?
I might hit Twin Peaks in the Pines.
That's not bad.
And then watch a little Saturday night's main event. That's gonna be on NBC.
And then of course,
and then watch a whole basketball.
Pace yourself. 3:30 a.m. I'll see you at Cheetah and Pompano Beach,
or Cheetah and Hollandale.
Or Hollandale. Which one do you? Oh yeah, let's go to the Hollandale. It's a little closer.
That's a little closer.
Right off the interstate. Yeah. Okay, so we'll see you there for that. That's that Yonex Center Alexander Zverev final of the Australian Open. So if anybody wants to join us, just tell them you're at the 560 table. They'll get you taken care of.
Yeah, advantage us.
Oh, Point Break. One more
break point.
For Vladimir Lewis, I am Dan Day. This has been Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Later, fool. Deuce.
I'm Tyler Hero of